earn stock options and be well. I build a team, I earn stock options, and I'm gonna buy a bunch. Matter of fact, for your notes, George Foreman once said, which applies perfectly to this business, your network determines your net worth. Frontline mentors. I currently have about 12 frontline mentors, and I think probably between 22 and close to 30 mentors in my organization that are closing deals, right? So let's keep moving. Example. What if on level 1, you have 5 people on level 1, okay, 5 recruits, they're all doing 15 sales per month, right? They're doing 3 sales each, that's 15 a month. At the average, that's tough to do?
Yeah.
5 people, 5 directs. You got $110,000 a year. 5 directs doing 3 a month, not 3 a week, 3 a month. I'm showing you this so you can see the value and what's possible. Or is somebody who doesn't have an expiration date. Somebody who says, hey man, I'm in it to win it. This is what I'm going to do for the next 20 years. I'm committed. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're following the system. They're consistently selling. They're consistently showing up to trainings. They're consistently building, etc. Core. You cannot get 5 core if you are not core. You want to write that down? And give me my water when you can. Please, it's right there. That bottle. Thank you. No, that black one. Yeah. Thank you very much. 5 core. Here's the deal. You're not going to get 5 core if you don't become core. Core gives birth to core.
Yep.
How many would like a bunch of lions in your business?
Oh, yeah.
Show of hands. Say yes.
Yes.
You got to become a lion. You can't be wishy-washy. You can't be, write this down. Core is somebody who is committed. The difference between somebody who's committed is that they show up regardless. I don't feel that good. I don't feel like it. I got some rejection. I feel bad about it. I feel sorry for myself. Core people do not throw pity parties. Don't invite me to a pity party. You understand? Invite me to a victory party. You could have a victory party even if after you have some losses. Core people attract core people. You're never going to get somebody, a leader, that has $1 million vision, right? If you have a minimum wage vision and work ethic. If you are dipping your toe in the water. When I got started with Power, April 2020, in about June, I wrote on the Power Pioneers page, I said, within a year, I'll be the #1 mentor in this company. And I'm a 2-month rookie and sober. People laughed at me. They said, they literally got insulted. Who do you think you are? You're a rookie. I've got 12 years experience. I've got this. I've sold this many deals. I said, you don't understand. I'm not going to do that because, I'm going to just sell a bunch of solar myself. I'm going to do it through my network. Everybody say my network.
Network.
When I realized this compliment, I said, wait a minute. If I get to mentor and I'm building a team and I show them that I'm a good leader, that I can close, and I train them, they're going to use me as a mentor. And I'm going to be closing 50-50 split sales. Guess what? That was 2020 when I made that declaration. 2021, I sold 99 mentor sales. 99.
Wow.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
From home. Via Zoom, and I basically took November, December off. And that's the year I got laryngitis. I take my son to school in the mornings. Let me tell you my schedule. Before 8 a.m., I drop off my son to school. Then I work out of my home office or my other office. And at 2:45, I pick him up from school. And then at 5 or 6 o'clock, I take him to jiu-jitsu. And I still beat everybody's ass.
Wow.
Now, I'm not trying to say this to sound cocky. I'm not trying to say I am a little cocky. Not as cocky as I used to be, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. Right? I am a little cocky. But what I'm saying is this. I say that for the person that's watching the recording when this becomes available, or the person that may be sitting down right now that's thinking to themselves, I want to be successful. There's people that have $1 million idea, $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. They have champagne dreams with beer standards. Right? They're in and out. A client canceled. Oh my God, a client canceled. Now I lost my motivation. But I was motivated before. I just recruited a guy that's really sharp. I'm motivated. I'm all of a sudden showing up. Then the guy quits. Now this guy is not as motivated anymore. You're never going to build a huge organization if you don't become. Everybody say become.
Become.
You have to become the person. You have to become the person that attracts a person.
Sure.
I'm going to get into the how-tos, don't worry. But for your notes, the how-tos are not nearly as important as the mindset stuff. The how-tos, you will not achieve success if you have a weak mindset, if you are inconsistent. To me, if a person could be a pet peeve, it would be a lazy person with no discipline. That's what a pet peeve person would be to me. Lazy people. There's a quote that I saw on Instagram. This coach is saying, lazy people expect to win with very little work, while champions work as hard as they possibly can and still worry if they're being lazy. Oh, that's the truth, man. I go bell to bell every day, man. I'm the most consistent person, one of the most consistent people I know. I will go harder, I will go longer, I will make more phone calls. And then when I physically can't do it because of my limitations, that's why I have 2 project managers that look at my projects every single day. They send the emails I need to send, they enter the leads that I need, they contact my customers. I said, okay, how can I maintain that level of performance if I cannot do it? I'm going to invest into my business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So but guess what? I didn't start there, right? So let's keep moving. So first level, 5 core. Your 5 core, when you become core, you'll be able to get your 5 core. I'm not saying without being core, you can't recruit people, you can't build a team. You can. But to attract and duplicate core, it's going to be very hard to do if you're not core. So your 5 core eventually will get their 5 core, because that's what core people do. So let's give you an idea. Let's say these 25 people on level 2 are also doing 3 sales per month. 22,500 on level 2. You're $31,000 per month passive income. There's people in this room that are doing it. More than one person in this room are doing it. How many guys would like 31,000? Think 31,000 a month would be pretty cool? Yeah. Not to mention, you're not doing sales here. That's a team of 30 people. That's not hard to do. Let me tell you, you're going to learn enough stuff to where you're going to be able to do this. But again, everybody do this. Do this to your hand. Go like this. Okay? Do this, put an L. Close it. Now go ahead and put it on your forehead. Ah, see? How do you guys put it on your chin? I said put it on your forehead. Why? Because people do what you do, not what you say. People do what you do, not what you say. I know that my 2 sons are watching me. I've got the great Maximus, 7, and I've got Alexander the Great, 7 months. 7 and 7. 7 years old, 7 months. And I tell Maximus, Alexander's gonna do what you do, bro. I don't call him bro, I call him son. So Alexander's gonna do what you do. You train hard, he's gonna train hard. You pay attention to your parents, he's gonna pay attention to his parents. You do your homework, he has to do 30 kicks every single day. 10 front kicks, 10 roundhouse kicks, 10 side kicks, without me telling him. He's got to brush his teeth and do his bed. He does that, he earns $8. If I catch him not done it, and I have to tell him to do it, he does it for free. I say, if you throw your kicks without me telling you, he's going to throw his kicks. So every day, he just does it. He stretches out, starts throwing his kicks. He already brushed his teeth, did his bed. Because I believe in discipline, living a life of discipline. Right? Same thing with the team. And I know that they're watching me. I work out with my son, and I work out hard. We work out together. He's 7 for an hour. If I try to stop at 30 minutes, he says, that's nothing. That's nothing. Let's keep going. And we'll keep going. If a kid can learn that, you can learn that. And guess what? It's a decision that's got to be made. You can make that decision today. that said, the old me is dead. I went over there to Buena Park. I buried the old me in Buena Park. That's the mindset. In Buena Park, I buried the old me. Now, I'm a new me. Let's go. And it's going to take a while for people around you to believe you. It's going to take a while for them to believe you. It's okay. Doesn't matter. Write this down. You'll make more money with strangers than you do with people you know.
Yeah.
Here's the power of one more. Let's say you got 3. They got 3. They got 3. So on and so for 6 levels deep, you had 1,092. What if you had 1 more? 1 more. Instead of 3, you got 4. And you duplicated that. You'd have 3,412 people instead of 1,000. You'd have 3.5 times more people because of 1 more. Because of 1 more. Now, what are the differences going to be like 3 years from now in your business if you adopted the philosophy of 1 more? If you pushed the pace, if you started earlier, if you had more discipline, if you worked later, if you attended more trainings, if you made less excuses. Right? Now, in this comp plan, if only 10% of these people did 1 deal per month, 10% of them did a deal per month, you have $59,000 per month. I think that's pretty good income on a monthly basis. Mind you, that's without you doing anything. That's your override income. That is a potential. You know there's people that are making more than this a month in override income. There's people making more than that a month. That is absolutely real numbers here. You got a minimum of 20 years in this industry. In America alone, not to mention when we go international. Of booming. The world is going in this direction. We're at the right place at the right time. Write this down. The T in timing is more important than the T in talent. The T in timing. So here's a question. Would you follow you? It's a real question you got to ask yourself. Why would you even join you? There's some people that I know on my team, more than likely they're not here. They wouldn't follow them. I ask myself the question every day, would I follow me? Hell yeah, I would. I'd follow me. That dude is sharp. That dude is serious. That dude leads by example. I would follow me. The question is, would you follow you? Now, not would you follow you this week that you're excited and doing some stuff. What about on bad weeks? What about 3 weeks from now? What about 6 months from now? Would you follow you? Are you interested or committed? An interested person shows up when it's convenient. Committed person shows up no matter what, even when it's inconvenient. Same thing with the gym. Same thing with life. So would you follow you? Will you work with you? Will you buy from you? Right? You have to become a certain person. That person, Jim Rohn said it best. He said, success is something we attract by the person we become. That's so deep. You and I, we have what we have and we are where we are because of the residual effect of the decisions that we made in the past. The books we read, the books we didn't read, the people we hung out with. And let me give you a little tip. You're going to be the average of the 5 people you spend the majority of your time with. You're going to be the average of the 5 people you spend the majority of your time. And they say that you'll make an average of $5,000 up or down of the average income in your group that you spend the majority of your time. Wouldn't it make sense to hang out with millionaires? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Or would you rather hang out with millionaires or thousandaires? Millionaires, right? Guess what? You can hang out with millionaires even if you're not physical with them. You can hang out with them online, learning from them online, going to some of the events, etc., right? So let's keep going. So there's 3 rules to building. And before we get into that, I want to talk about the scarcity mindset. In building, there's a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset. Some will, some won't. So what next? I told a guy yesterday, he was spoke to him yesterday, said he'd be here. Right. I said to him, look, bro, here's how I work with you. I help you, I'll sponsor you. I see potential in you, I'll work with you. If you fall off one, I'll help you get up. Call you, what's going on? I thought you wanted to accomplish this. You fall off twice, I'll help you one more time. You fall off 3 times, I'm not calling you back. I can't want it more for you than you want it for yourself. And now if you show up after the second time, good for you, show up. But I'm not going to go looking for you. I'm not going to pick you up. Because I have an abundance mindset. A scarcity mindset is somebody that tries to convince people to do the business. Tries to get people motivated. Now, don't get me wrong, we're supposed to motivate people in this business. But there's some people that they're just not going to do it. They're just wishy-washy people. They're fair-weather people. That's why, to me, I'm going to just be consistent. I'm looking for the Eagles. It's a deck of cards. In a deck of cards, how many aces? Four. I don't sit down and cry and complain about the Joker. Trying to turn the Joker into an ace. Joker's a Joker. Some of the people in your organization are jokers. The difference is that somebody with a scarcity mindset is complaining to their leadership, complaining to themselves about this person that clearly doesn't want it. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep prospecting. And we're going to get into the prospecting. So here's the rules to build it. Number one, exposure is everything. You've got to expose people to the business. You've got to get people to watch the videos, to see the presentation, to invite them to events like this, to invite them to webinars like this. Exposure is everything. Fortune is in the proper follow-up. We're going to talk about that. And you've got to work with the willing. Not everybody's willing. Here's a win formula. Write down the win formula. W-I-I-N. The win formula. First, you've got to be willing. Willing to do what? Willing to pay the price. Willing to show up. Willing to get rejection. You guys realize you're going to get a bunch of rejection, yeah? You should welcome it. Rejection and is the way. The obstacle is the way. Rejection is the way. You should welcome it. If somebody tells you, you know what, man, that business is not for me. It's not for me, I don't want to do it. You should be grateful that they said that to you. Because you're not wasting no more of your time. You know. You can move on to the next person. Some will, some won't, so what next? A client decides not to go through with it. You're going to get people that cancel on you. That's a part of the business. Where are you going to be when that happens? Are you going to keep moving forward or are you going to throw a pity party? So work with the willing. Most are not willing. Here's where the 80 rule to. So, hold on, before I get to that, I gave you the win form. W is willing. The I is initiative. There's two I's. The first I, initiative. You've got to take the initiative. When I started here, I asked them, I used to go visit new homeowners for ABT. Does anybody have a training for solar to visit new homeowners? Nope, nobody had it. I asked on the Power News page, I asked leadership, nobody had it. I said, okay. I guess I'll just create the script myself and go do it myself. And I did the new homeowners. I visited new homeowners with a pool. 3 neighboring cities. 11 weeks, I got to mentor. With no experience in solar. I tagged a mentor for the first 4 deals, not 3. I used a mentor 4 times. In 11 weeks, I got to mentor. Because I said, I understand this. I got to take the initiative. Most people, here's what they do. They aim, we're in a battle. Aim, and they don't shoot. It's like, dude, we're getting killed over here. Literally, shoot something. Take some action. Take some initiative. Right? The I is inspired. The second I is inspired. You're not only going to inspire people when you get on stage, when you get results. That's not what I'm referring to. You will inspire people in that manner. You're also going to inspire people by your work ethic, by your discipline, by your willingness to show up, your willingness to get rejection. You're going to get a lot of rejection in life. You're going to get a lot of rejection in this business. So you got to be willing, you got to take the initiative, you got to inspire people, and then the N stands for never quit. Never ever quit. Quitting is not an option. You can't lose unless you quit. Quitting is not an option. And don't compare yourself to anybody else. I got to mentor in 11 weeks. Some people did it faster than me in my team. Some people took longer. Doesn't matter. Right. Even if it takes you 2 years to get to mentor in this company. 8 sales in 2 years. You did it part-time. Is that the worst thing in the world? No. No. Because, man, let me tell you something. I know a mentor that's not on my team that last year made about $60,000 from the sales that my team gave him. Not even on my team. I'm not even referring him business, but people already know him. They just keep assigning them deals. Keep assigning them deals. Made over $60,000 last year just from our team, not including his personal sales, not including his team sales, right? The mentor position, if you establish yourself as a good mentor, you have the ability to close, it's very powerful. Okay, let's keep going. So let's talk about the gears. In building a big organization, first gear, you're recruiting and selling. That's first gear. You want to be in first gear like the clutch is broken. You're recruiting and selling. That's first gear. Second gear, you're managing your organization. You do not want to go to second gear. This is when people start to make a couple sales. They build a little bit of team. Now all of a sudden, they're not really recruiting people. They're not really training new people. They're not focused on that many sales. They're like, hey man, Javier, what do you got going on? Hey Anthony, what do you got going on? Louis, David, what's going on? You guys got people coming to the meeting? You guys doing sales? You guys prospecting? But they're not doing much. They're managing their organization. Guess what? That is the beginning of the end of your business. Remember, people do what you do, not what you say.
That's right.
I've not once in my 22 months here have I gone into management mode. Not once. I don't do it. This week I recruited 3 people. And I don't know how many sales we got. We got like 2 sales this week. It's a low week. Right? 2 sales, 3 people. I had 7, 8 guests here. I'm in this here, first gear, like the clutch is broken. I don't go to second gear. There's no need to go to second gear. Then third gear, you become a supervisor. You've now promoted some managers. Now your business is basically dead. Too many people, they go from first gear, they get some results, then they go to second gear and they wonder why they're plateauing. Third gear, they start declining. I'm telling you, man, people are not going to follow somebody that's wishy-washy, that's inconsistent. Okay? So let's get into the 4 mental enemies. First mental enemy is rejection. This is a part of the business. And accepting this and understanding this ahead of time is very important. You know you're going to get rejection. Okay? Don't take it personal. Matter of fact, you want to identify how much every no makes you. How much does every no make you? Let's say you're knocking on doors. Let's say it takes you 100 no's knocking on doors to get a sale. And you made, somebody do the math. Let's say you made $7,000 on a sale, but it took 100 no's. How much did every no make you?
$70.
$70. Should be happy about that no.
Yeah.
Somebody's bound to buy it. But most people, they get a no. Oh, man. Now they're complaining about it. Don't ever come to complain to me. Now, if you come and tell me, hey man, I'm having this challenge with this that I need help with, that's cool. But some people come and complain to me about stuff like, yeah, you got rejection. Yeah, that person said they were going to go through with it and they didn't go through with it. That's part of the business. Now, if you're asking me what you could have done better, let's talk. I'll give you my input on that, absolutely. But most people are a victim. Write this down. Victim. There's 3 things that a victim does. Who knows what the first one is?
Right.
Complain.
Excuses.
Complain.
Here's what they do.
Blame somebody.
Yep, they blame, they complain, and they justify. They blame other people. They blame the customer, companies, the president, the economy. They blame everything. Never them. They blame everything. And they complain about everything. Anybody know some complainers? Yeah. Complain about everything. They're always complaining. How come the trainings are at 10 a.m.? How come they're not later at work? Well, catch the recording, bro. It's recorded. If you can't do it, if you can't make it, you can't make it. But catch the recording. Right? How come it costs $20 to get into this event? Because it costs money to put on this event.
Right.
You don't have to come, man. Right? People will always complain, and then they justify, you know what, money isn't everything. I'd rather be happy than rich. I'd rather be both.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Right.
I'd rather be both. Who says you have to pick? You know what the opposite of a victim is a champion, a winner. Here's their attribute. They take 100% responsibility for everything, every time. That person in the mirror is the reason why I'm fat. That person in the mirror is the reason why I'm broke. That person in the mirror is the reason why I'm not a mentor yet. It ain't your leadership's job to get you to mentor. If your leadership disappears, you'll still be able to get there. Because guess what? The company has all these training systems, has events like this. Some of you guys that are here, you're not on my team, you're welcome here. Right? There's some people that are all on my team. They said they would be here. And before the words left their mouth, I knew they weren't going to be here. Because I know the type of people that they are. Very aware of the people, you know? If they happen to have a trip down here and somebody owes them some money inside of this hotel, they're going to show up. You know, I'm here, man. This guy owed me $200. He told me to meet him here, so you happen to have the event here, so here I am. Right? That's the same person that's going to blame, complain, and justify. And guess what? 10 years from now, they're still going to be blaming and complaining and justifying. This is all about becoming that person. Okay? The obstacles away. When the going gets tough, the tough get going.
That's right.
Things are gonna get tough, not only in this business, but in life. I have that philosophy. I'm the guy that gets things done. That person that's complaining, the victim, you must be the other guy. Because I'm gonna make things happen. You have to have that philosophy. I'm gonna make things happen. Act as if, write this down, act the way you want to feel. And soon you'll feel the way you act. A lot of recruiting is posture. Act the way you want to feel, and soon you will feel the way you act. You can trick yourself into being a champion. You can trick yourself into having discipline, into being confident. You can trick yourself into that. Sometimes you'll surprise yourself. You guys ever see a guy, maybe not the best looking guy, has a beautiful wife or girlfriend? And don't point at me as that person. You know why that happens? Because that dude believes more than the other dudes did. That guy believes he deserves to be with that woman. Little bit of TMI. My wife in the beginning, we started dating. She says, "Oh, that's a nice date that you got me on. You don't think you're going to get lucky, are you?" I said, "Eventually, yeah." Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. That's the idea. Unless you want me to lie to you. So I can lie to you if you want. But I think you want an honest man, don't you? You and I will make some pretty babies, by the way. I told her that on the first date. Where? You guys see my kids yet? I was right. Yeah. I knew she was out of my league then. But I didn't let her know it. Right? Same thing with building. But guess what though? Time, super important to write down. Time will either promote you or expose you. Time is either going to promote you or expose you. You tell somebody that you're the leader to follow, and they see you don't show up to trainings, that you're not consistent, that you're not all these things, eventually, they're not going to be happy to be on your team. They might quit. I've literally had people call me and tell me, "JC, I want to quit the team that I'm in. Join your team." I said, "I can't have you do that. Just can't. It's against policy. I don't want you to do that. I don't want any problems." He says, "I read the policies. It says I could quit and be gone for 6 months. Then come back and sign up with whoever." I said, "I know that that's the case too, yeah." He says, "I'm going to quit today." I said, "I don't recommend you do it, bro. You can still plug into the system." At the time, I was still taking mentor deals for other teams. I said, "I can still help you mentor a deal. You can plug into all of our trainings. You don't have to do that." No. And he did it. 6 months later, the guy signs up. I see him sign up. Whoa. He didn't even tell me. 6 months later, he signed up. He followed the policy. Why? He says, "The people that I work with, they're not professional. They don't have any of these events. They're not motivated. They don't do anything.
Wow.
That's not the kind of people that I want to make money for and that I want to work with. And if I work with you directly and you have a financial incentive to everything that I do, I'm going to get more support from you. That's exactly what he did. Now, again, I don't encourage that. Not at all. I'm saying that as a story that happened. Because a person that you are, same thing with your customers. How many people want to close a bunch of customers? Guess what? Your customers need to know that you're a professional. What if you got an appointment at 6 o'clock and you show up at 6:20?
Right.
You got a stain on your shirt. They show you pull up and your car isn't washed. Right?
Yeah.
The person that you are will attract the success that you want. That is an absolute fact. Rejection is the first mental enemy. Attrition. People are going to quit. Teammates of yours are going to quit. You're going to want to feel like quitting. I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to feel like quitting. So, people in your office, if you guys have an office, we have an office, right? Customers are going to quit. They're going to drop off. You're going to sign the contract later on. For some reason, the deal falls through. And you already counting your money. You already think, man, I'm going to take my family to Vegas once this deal goes through. Deal doesn't go through. And it's the solar coaster, right? Anybody ever heard the term? The solar coaster. Yes, there's an emotional roller coaster. The next one. So, on the attrition, every level has a new devil. The same people who got you to one level will not be the same people that get you to the next level. The same people that got you to one level won't be the same people that get you to the next level. When I made my first 50,000, I had people quit. When I made my first 100,000, I had people quit. When I made my first $250,000, I had people quit. I made $500,000 with this company already. I'm waiting. Who wants to quit? Go ahead, quit. Because guess what? We're going to keep going. If you want to quit, go ahead and quit. The same people that got you to one place won't be the same people that get you to the next level. You want to know that. Sometimes we don't know that. And the same people that got you to your first sale won't be the same that get you to 3 sales to go 100% commission. And the same people that got you there, sometimes they won't be the same people that are around when you're a mentor. That's how it's going to work. Attrition's going to happen. Know that ahead of time. Okay? ABC. Always be closing. Okay? What do I mean? Always be closing new recruits and new sales. Because again, people are going to quit. The next mental enemy is deception. People are going to lie to you. Anybody ever say these things to you? Hey, Friday I'm signing up. Right? I got to talk to my husband, but we're in. We're going with you. Then they go to another company. People, buyers are liars. People will lie to you. Know this ahead of time. Okay? Or I'm on my way. I had people tell me today that they're on their way. You're still not here. They were on their way 3 hours ago. They're still not here. I've literally had people say, bro, I'm parking. I'm in the parking lot. Not today, but in the past, I've had people tell me, I'm parking. They never left their house. The difference is that back then, I used to feel bad for myself. I used to throw a pity party in my mind. And I used to go and complain, hey, Reggie, man, shit. I had 2 guests coming, bro. Didn't make it. And I'm sitting through the presentation like this. Look at this guy all happy because his guest got it. Right? Okay. Apathy. Life gets in the way. People lose their dreams and focus because of things that they have no control over. Life gets in the way. Or the shiny object syndrome. I used to suffer from that. Here's one thing I know, man. Write this down. There's always going to be shiny objects. There's always going to be opportunities that look awesome.
No.
I had one person. I did MLM. I made my first $1 million at age 30 in MLM in 1 year. I got a person in my family and my friends, very close friends of mine. I say, look, I've done network marketing a long time. I could save you a bunch of time. If you want to do network marketing, I'll recommend you to a good company. That company, you're going to waste your time. 6 months from now, you're not going to be there. I'm telling you. Then they did. Sure enough, 6 months later, they're not doing it. Now they're motivated about something else. I say, bro, why don't you just save yourself the headache? Come and work with me. I'll show you this business. You're wasting your time. You're spinning your wheels. come over here and I'll show you how to do this business. Because here's the thing about solar. Solar is a respectable career that professionals from different walks of life respect as a career and as a profession. You could be in front of a real estate broker, an insurance agent, a CPA, etc. And you say, oh, I'm in the solar business. I'm a solar broker, here's my card. And you know what? They take your card and they respect it as a profession. When I was in network marketing, even though I was one of the top paid network marketers, I used to mention that they don't look at network marketing like a real business. They look at it like, oh, it's one of those little MLM things. This is not a knock on MLM. I'm just giving you my honest truth. So this here is a best of both worlds. You've got a respectable career that people need and want and respect. And you've got the opportunity to build a passive income with very little people. And think about this. In a traditional network marketing company, for example, you can make 20 grand a month, 50 grand a month off your own efforts. You can do that here, can we agree?
Yeah.
Yes. So this is what I told this person. But they have the shiny object syndrome, right? Squirrel, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? They get distracted easily. Here's what I recommend. Put your head down for the next 5 years. Focus, learn the business, consistent. You guys hear me say all the time, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, not 7 apples on Sunday. Focus consistently for the next 5 years. You will need some binoculars to look back at where you used to be.
Wow.
But you've got to focus and don't look left, don't look right. Now, if you hang out with people like this, you will become people like that. You are the combined average of the 5 people you spend the majority of your time. Here's why, proximity. Proximity is power. Who you spend your time with, training, stuff like this, learning from, applying the information. Who you surround yourself. That's why we have an office in Dallas. We have trainings that happen a couple times a week there. We network with each other there. There's a couple of people here, like Gerardo, that's always there. He's a champion, always hitting the field, helping other people. My brother Luis just started working with us. Gerardo's worked with him. David is leading the way with that office. Being around that environment, guess what? There's a guy, George. Today's a Sabbath. He's a Jewish man. He didn't make it today. I respect that completely. Because I have my Sabbath day. I don't work on. You can't pay me $1 billion to work on a Sabbath. So here's the deal. He moved from Seattle to California. Called me, says, I want to work with you. If I move to California, I'll get an Airbnb for 2 months. And I'm there to work. I'm going to go door knock. I'm going to do everything that I can. 2 weeks into it, never sold solar. He did door knocking like 20 years ago as a kid. He says, hey, what was it, David? Was it this week or last week that he closed 2 sales?
Last week, yeah.
Last week closes the first 2 sales. 2.5 weeks on the field. New to solar, new to door knocking. Closed 2 deals. Because why? His mindset was, I didn't come here to play. I came here to work. And work he does. He's here to learn the business. That is an example. The reason why I share those examples is, guess what? Stories are a key element to recruiting people. Because recruiting isn't only recruiting new people, it's also re-recruiting your existing people.
Right.
Yeah, you don't just recruit them and you're done. You're always re-recruiting them. These events re-recruit people. How many people here that are consultants feel a new level of commitment and energy by being here? Yes, that's what these events do. You see other people's success. A little bit later, we're going to recognize some people for some of their efforts. You see the evidence. Hey, if this person could do it, I could do it. Okay, so let's keep going. Invite to recruit or recruit to invite. We're getting close to what I say, but this year we have to set it up first. Here's what some people do. They invite people to an event or a webinar to recruit them. The best recruiters and team builders don't do that. We recruit to invite. Let me give you an example. Today's Saturday. Let's say Tuesday we have an event at the office, at a hotel, webinar, whatever the case is. And I got Frank. Frank is interested in looking at the business. The old me would have said, hey Frank, come to the event Tuesday. I'm going to show you the business on Tuesday. We schedule the appointment, Tuesday comes. The new me is, Frank, let's meet via Zoom or in person. I'm going to show you the business today. We get them started today. Come Tuesday, he's not going to Tuesday as a guest, he's going as a consultant with guests.
Wow.
See the difference? There's a difference. Some people have a Monday, meet somebody on Monday night, they invite them to the next Monday meeting a week from now. What the hell are you thinking? No! That is inviting. What if they don't show up? You're going to invite them to the next, now you're 2 weeks away. You know what I do? Give them a call. You missed a presentation that happened at 5 o'clock today, Frank. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a video, Frank, that is going to explain everything about how our company works and how we have people facts tell, stories tell. When you were a kid, you were told bedtime stories, not bedtime facts. So I tell stories. Facts tell, stories tell. Remember I mentioned to you, Frank, about a gentleman on the team who did 10 sales in 1 week? This video is going to explain exactly. That dude made enough money that week for the entire year. More money in 1 week than what the average American makes working full-time for an entire year. Yeah. Now, Frank, if I send you this video, can you commit to 25 minutes of uninterrupted time to watch this entire thing? Yes, sounds good. I'm going to send it to you. Then I schedule an appointment when to follow up. See, now he watches a video. I'm not waiting until next Monday. We get him started. Now we get him to make a list. And we go through his people and his people's people. So he could come to the next Monday with a couple of guests, with a couple of consultants. That's what this is talking about. It is having a sense of urgency. It is having a sense of urgency. So, for example, TNT, explosive, today, not tomorrow. Do the presentation today. Get them to watch the video today. Don't wait for tomorrow or for a week from now. One-on-one presentations is how I got very good at presenting the opportunity and public speaking. You want to get good at public speaking? Start doing one-on-one presentations. This presentation that we did here today, and here's how easy it is to do it. I can schedule an appointment with Jay. Let's say we meet up via Zoom or we meet up at Panera Bread, Starbucks somewhere. I can literally sit down with them, say, I'm going to sit down with you and I'm going to show you what it is that I'm doing. I can literally sit down with them, open up a laptop or an iPad, and push play on a video presentation and watch it with them. And then afterwards, we get his questions answered. If we need to do 3 call, we will do that, which I'm going to get into here shortly. But the point is, I don't wait for the next scheduled event to get guests there. We have our own meetings. We have lunch and learns. We have our own office now. We do events. We had a bunch of guests earlier today. We got some people that signed up earlier today. Okay? Group presentations. This is key. Use third-party tools. What is a third-party tool? Anything that is not you, that is proven to recruit people. Has anybody ever seen my presentation on YouTube on the power opportunity? Okay, a few of you guys. If you guys go to my channel, youtube.com/Mr. JC Rangel, MRJC Rangel. Or if you just Google, YouTube JC Rangel, you'll find my channel. I also, by the way, host my podcast there. Okay, Driven 90 Minutes is the name of my podcast. So you'll see my podcast videos there. But in that presentation, I saw other presentation companies that I said, these are pretty good. But I feel I can do one that's more to my liking. So I did a generic presentation, kind of like what you saw earlier today. I also did one for realtors, specifically targeting realtors, because that's one of my target market. I did one specifically for solar pros. Has anybody seen the solar pro recruiting presentation? Okay, a few of you guys. I've recruited, last year I probably recruited 12 to 15 solar pros with that presentation. It's specifically to solar pros. So I have a list on my phone of all of the videos that I use. If it's a realtor video. If it's a solar pro, it's a solar pro video, because it's tailored to them. Then if it's somebody that's neither of them, I send them the generic presentation. And I get them to watch these videos and I send them, if I show you my text messages, if I put that YouTube link on my text messages in the search bar, you'll see tons of them being sent out. Tons of them. I let the video presentation do the presentation for me. And I don't have to be talking and explaining it to them. Okay? Now, once I go out there and get them to watch the presentation, you can now set up a 3-way call. If needed, the 3-way call is if you need it. Anthony, where's Anthony Bonilla? Probably went to the restroom. So Anthony sets up a bunch of 3-way calls and 3-way Zooms for me. To get some people on board. Matter of fact, Justin, does that as well. Some of you guys that are here because we did a 3-way Zoom or a 3-way call. Here's what happens. This is you, that's your prospect, and that's the expert. The system is like this. You pique their interest. I'm going to give you the invites here shortly. You show the plan. How do you show the plan, guys? Video. Use a third or a presentation like this, or a Zoom presentation, or a video, right? You show the plan with a third-party tool. This is how I recruit people. I get them to watch the presentation. I edify the presentation. I tell a story. I get them excited about checking out what we've got going on. They watch it. I get on the phone with them. They got some basic questions. I answer their questions. If you're new, you set up a 3-way call. So pique interest. I'm going to show you how to pique the interest. You show the plan. Even if you sit down with somebody and do a presentation for them, that works. Why do I like third-party tool more than a presentation that you do yourself? Why does anybody think?
Time.
Huh?
Repetitiveness.
Time. What else?
Repetitiveness.
Repetitiveness. Good. What else? Who said that? Duplication. What's up, James? Duplication. Here's why. If I sit down with James and I do the presentation myself, and James, let's say, doesn't have experience like me, or let's say he's a very confident guy, but let's say he wasn't. He says to me, JC, that was an excellent presentation. I like everything I saw. The only problem, JC, is I cannot do what you do. I can't present. So you call me, schedule an appointment with me, sit down with me, present it to me. I can't do all those things. But what if I ask him a simple pique interest question? He agrees to watch some information, watch a video. I send him the video. Can he do that? Pique interest, simple question, find out they're interested, and then he can send the video. Now, after I send him the video, let's say I'm new. He's got technical questions. I set up a 3-way call between him and one of the experts. The expert answers the questions for James. It's not me. Now James is thinking, hey man, I can send the video. You didn't do the presentation, the video did the presentation. And then not only that, when I had questions, you didn't even answer questions. Somebody else is like, I could do that. Can I use those videos? Can I use somebody else to answer the questions? Yes. Now it's duplication. Now you've got something that you want the recruit to say, yes, I could do this too. So when I recruit people that don't have experience in sales or solar, we're going to get into some objections here earlier. But in selling solar, it's 3 steps. Get the interest, get the bill, and get the appointment. And we show people as a part of the training how to do these basic 3 things. Because again, you want to get the prospect to think to themselves, yes, indeed, I could do this. I could do this. Okay? So let's keep moving. So now, who wants to know what to say? What are the scripts? What is it that you're saying? Let's go. When I barely got started, this is one of the most key things that I can tell you. When I barely got started, this was my initial invite. And it's a very simple, and you guys have seen this before, and I'm going to get into like 15 different approaches. This is the first one I'm going to get into today. It's a very simple approach, and it is a very non-threatening approach. The first step is, write this down. It's going to go fast. First thing I did, I wrote down my goals, my whys, why I was doing this business. It has to be in writing. You have to write down what you're doing the business. Second step, I made a list of over 200 people. Because I didn't want to be a secret agent. You imagine you starting a solar business and your neighbor goes solar because they didn't know you were solar? That would suck. Or your parents? You imagine your own parents go solar? Not with you, because you never told them, because you were a secret agent? That would suck, right? The very first thing you gotta do, write this down. Repeat after me, inform. You gotta inform people. Then you're in the solar business. That's where you start. Let me ask you something, everybody. If you started a restaurant, would it be a good idea for you to Let people know you started a restaurant?
Yeah.
What if you became a realtor, Century 21? Would it be a good idea for you to let people know you're a realtor?
Sure.
Yes. Same thing. It's a good idea for you to let people know here, hey man, I'm in the solar business. So I'm going to give you my script. This is the very first thing I did. Made my why. Why I'm doing the business, my motivation. Then I made my list. Then I started calling that list. Here's what I said. Hey, listen. First of all, I do a little bit of small talk. After the small talk, listen, I wanted to give you a call because I want to let you know that I just got started in the solar industry, and it's followed by 2 bullet points. Bullet point number 1, I'm very excited about it, and this is what I'm going to be doing for the next 15 to 20 years. I'm letting you know, just in case you know of anybody who either has questions about solar or who may be interested in solar, I would appreciate it if you keep me in mind. Who could do that? You're just informing them. Hey man, here's what the whole conversation goes. So there's 2 bullet points twice. Wanted to give you a call to let you know that I'm in the solar industry. Okay. I'm very excited about this, and this is what I'm going to be doing for the next 15 to 20 years. Anyways, I'm letting you know, just in case you know of anybody who either has questions about solar or anybody that may be interested in going solar, I would appreciate it if you keep me in mind. Who could do that? Can you honestly tell me if you make fire off 100 phone calls like this, 150 phone calls, 200 phone calls, you don't think somebody's going to say something to the tune of, hey, I'm thinking of somebody that's interesting or anything like that? Somebody's going to bite somehow. For some of you guys more than others. What will determine somebody's results better versus somebody else's? Your credibility, your network. There was a point in my life where I would call people and I had no credibility at all. People would just say, cool, thanks for letting me know. There's another point in my life where people would say, interesting, JC, tell me more. Hey, is there good money in that solar industry? Hey, my sister was talking about solar. Hey, I just got pitched at Costco about solar. I just don't know anybody. I just, we put it in the back burner, but we've thought about it. Hey, we're going to be adding a pool. We know our bill's going to go up. So in the beginning, you're not calling to sell them. This is what I was doing. I was just calling. I want you to know that here's my philosophy to this day. You want to get to the point as soon as possible for 200 people to know beyond the shadow of a doubt that you're the solar guy or girl. How many people in this room can say that without a shadow of a doubt, at least 200 people know you're in solar? Raise your hand if you could honestly say that. Good. Let me see. Keep your hands up. Watch this. I'm going to start on this row here. Anthony, how'd you do last year, and how are you on track to do this year in the solar industry?
My first year.
You don't have to tell me like money, but like, compared to like, your other income or whatever.
So my first year I matched it. The income from my coaching job.
Matched his income first year.
Last year I doubled it.
Last year doubled it. Who wants to double their income?
And then this year I'm about to at least 4 times more.
This year he's about to at least, keywords, at least 4 times his income. Interestingly enough, 200 people know that he's in the solar industry. Let's see if there's a pattern. What about you, sir?
I've been doing solar for 8 years, so
Okay.
more than 200 people know I do solar. I closed 700 deals.
700 deals. Okay, so definitely, a round of applause. 8 years, definitely 200 people know that he does what he does, and he does a very good job of it. So we know he's successful. We know that works for him. What about Lewis? Tell me about your success with power. Again, another person that 200 people, he made it a point to let people know he's in the solar business. You cannot get 200 people to know beyond the shadow of that you're in the solar business. Not only that, how are you representing yourself to them and on social media? You can't just say I'm in the solar business and stuff and post pictures, not doing solar. Post pictures partying, whatever. Does that make sense? But if you combine that, even if you don't have installs, doesn't matter. Somebody in your team had an install, share it. Another client goes solar with our company. You're not lying. They went solar with your company. But you got to show people that you're excited about it, that you're in it. Does that make sense? So tell me a little bit about your success, Willis.
Yeah, last year was 70 deals last year. And this year we're also grew a team of over 100 people.
And then we have a special guest that just came in. Everybody turn around. Look at that lady right there. That's my mom. Let's give her a round of applause. That's my first mentor right there. So here's the deal. That guy right there, 70 deals last year? 70 deals last year. I am making my prediction right now that that's going to be the #1 mentor for 2022.
Wow.
That's my prediction. Who else raised their hand that 200 people beyond the shadow of a doubt know that you're a solar specialist? Tell me a little bit about your experience, sir.
I've been in the solar industry about 11 years. 10. 3 months ago joined Power, basically because I wanted the 30-year warranty, leave no orphans behind. I've worked for a lot of companies that are here today, gone tomorrow. During that, Scott brought me in. We've been associates for 8 years in the same industry and friends. Last year, I part-time referrals. He was working my deals for me because I'm busy. And so we saw the opportunity in this, and in less than 2 months, I have 7 mentees already rolling. Those people have already closed 4 deals, and we're here to learn from you because we heard you're the shit.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate it, guys. So we just heard about 5 stories of people that is indeed the case, and they're having those types of results. So how soon should you get to 200 people to know that you're in the solar business?
Now.
Now. Yesterday, if possible, right?
Today.
As soon as humanly possible. I guarantee you that there's a bunch of secret agents. Most people, the fundamentals and the basics. How do you win championships? Fundamentals, man. Let me tell you, I'm telling you a fundamental right now. What I've talked about so far are fundamentals. Make the list. Most people think, oh, my list is on my phone, and they don't make an effort. These gentlemen have been in solar for a long, long time. A lot more than 200 people know, right? But when I got started, nobody knew. I said, listen, and here's the deal. I knew. Let's say I let a cousin of mine know that I'm in solar, and they decide to go with another company. I'm not going to feel bad. But I would feel bad if they went with another company because they didn't know. You understand what I'm saying? That's my bad. But if they don't go solar with me, and I let them know, I'm perfectly okay with that. Does that make sense? But as soon as humanly possible, 200 people need to know you are in the solar business. And act, remember we talked about act as if? Act as if. Act as if you're the top mentor in the company. Act as if you already got 70 deals in the pipeline. 70 deals, closed. 70 installs. 100 installs. Act as if. When I started talking to customers, people thought that I was in business for 10 years. People would ask me, man, how long have you been doing this? When I was 6 months into it. How long have you been doing this? Oh, it's been a good while now. See, I'm not going to lie to them. Man, it's been a good while now. They're like, yeah, oh man, I bet. Sign me up. You're very knowledgeable, young man. Oh, I think you sign right there. But the point is, act as if. From the beginning, I acted as if. You could act as if right now. Same thing when you're talking to people. I've literally told people before that said, nah, this opportunity's not for me. Ain't no problem. Is it okay if I keep you informed from time to time when I'm trying to recruit people? Okay, no problem, Reggie. Is it okay if I keep you informed from time to time how things are going? Maybe something to change for you in the future? Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good, bro. I'll keep you informed. Now you just gave me permission to follow up with them later and keep them informed. But see, again, we talk about core. I became core from day one. And I knew when I become core, I'm going to attract people that are core, and I'm going to develop people that are core. And then I won't be able to stop this business. I remember when I barely got started, I looked at my wife just got here. No, that's why, Let's give my wife a round of applause too. So when I barely got started, I looked at my back office. There was no consultants. There was no sales reps. And I said, okay, bet. Soon, I'm going to see a bunch of consultants and a bunch of deals in there. And a bunch of closed deals. And a lot of commissions. Right? Because, write this down. You want to start with the end in mind. Visualize where you're going to be in a year from now. Visualize where you're going to be. Write those things down. I'm so happy and grateful now that, fill in the blank. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a mentor closing 10 deals per month. 10 mentor deals per month. I guys think that's a pretty good goal. A mentor, if you build a team and you get to mentor, and you are competent, you are professional, you are reliable, that is absolutely doable. Let's say it's not 3,500 average, let's say it's 3,000 average. Heck, let's say it's 2,500 average split sale. 25 G's a month, is that okay? Sure. Who can live off 25 G's a month? Not including your override income. See, here's the deal. If I mentor this gentleman, and we make a 50-50 split sale, let's say it's 3,500 bucks each, she makes 3,500, I make 3,500, the company kept 3, I make another 600 from the unilevel. So I didn't make 3,500, I made 4,100. Because I make that unilevel pay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, it's huge. Making 10 G's a month here, as a mentor that is building a team, is very, very doable. I don't like the word easy. It's very doable. Okay? All right, let's keep going. Now we're going to get into a couple of invites. Here's a generic invite. In order to invite people, you've got to have a list. So we talked about having a list. You got to have a list. The first invite I got into is a generic invite to inform. I would say inform. You're informing people that you're in the business. Now we're getting a little bit more aggressive. Here's the deal on the other one. I didn't finish saying about the other one. I'm calling them and I'm giving them the invitation. Excuse me, not an invitation. I'm informing them. Write this down after this script. And it's not only for you. It's how many people plan on sponsoring people to your business? Okay, great. It's very non-threatening. Sometimes, because I recruit a lot of people that don't have sales experience. So then we show them how it doesn't matter. So we say, I've had a guy, no experience, made about 40 calls with this script. Got his 3 mentor deals in less than a month. I said, Gabriel, how you doing it? What are you doing? He tells me, what do you mean, what am I doing? Doing what you told me to do, bro. I said, touche. All right. 3 mentor deals in a month. No solar experience, no sales experience. He was calling people and he was collecting bills. So when somebody gives you anything positive, right? We're talking about recruiting, anything positive, you want to go the easy route, make him an ambassador. There's no excuse why you shouldn't have an ambassador. Here's your goal. Write this down. I'm giving everybody the same goal here. The same minimum goal. I want you to write this down. I'm so happy and grateful now that on February 26, 2023, I've got 100 ambassadors. 100 ambassadors. Those are free. Ambassadors are free. So let's say I call Frank and I let him know this. If Frank gives me anything positive, I'm going to hit him with the ambassador. He says, that sounds great, JC. I'm going to keep it in mind. That's positive. Sounds good, Frank. By the way, Frank, our company has an ambassador program. Okay? It's absolutely free. If I send you a link, you can sign up. And anytime you refer anybody to our company, the company will actually pay you $1,000 as a thank you. Okay? I'm going to send you that link. Is that cool with you, Frank? Sounds good. I send him the link. He signs up for free. Here's why. Key. Ambassadors lead to consultants. Right. Big time. Big time. This is the step, right? Before I started going out with my wife, I knew if she accepts that date, oh, it's on. Just just crack that door open a little bit. Saying this was happening with the ambassador. So now I make him an ambassador. I'll give you an example. There was a guy here earlier, real estate agent. He had another event to go to, but he saw the presentation. He's already in. Century 21 Realtor. I called him with this exact script. So sounds good, JC. I'll keep in mind. Yeah, if I have any customers that ask me about solar, I'll keep in mind. Is that positive?
Yes.
Great. Here's what I did. Told him about ambassador. He says, absolutely. Send me the link, bro. I sent him the link. He sees on his Facebook feed, because here's what happens when you make somebody an ambassador. When you make them an ambassador, it's kind of like, have you ever had it in your mind, I got to get a new car, and then you start noticing that car you want everywhere? That ever happen to anybody? Yeah. That happens. That happens to your ambassadors too. When you make them an ambassador and then you put $1,000 reward next to a referral, guess what they start noticing? They start noticing people talking about solar. They start noticing homeowners. They start noticing people buying new homes, etc., etc. People with pools. Because there's $1,000 motivation behind it. That's a huge motivation. I have one lady send me 5 clients. 5. So here's what happens. I get him to become an ambassador. He refers me somebody that he saw on Facebook talking about solar. So he refers her to me. I close a deal. Say, congrats, Chris, you just made $1,000. He says, man, that's Miami money. You guys have heard me say this story. It's one of my favorite stories to tell. He says, that's Miami money. He was going to Miami for his birthday. I said, by the way, Chris, did you know you could have made $3,000, like $3,200 instead of $1,000? He did the Scooby-Doo. Oh? You remember that, Carlos?
Yeah.
Carlos worked with me over 10 years ago. A friend of mine, a long time. I've been doing that for over 10 years. So he says, how? I said, well, if you become a consultant for the same exact thing, referring somebody, you don't make 1,000. You make half of the commission. The commission was $6,400. So you would have got $3,200. He says, why didn't you tell me earlier? I said, I don't know if you'd be interested. Here's the deal. There's a $49 monthly overhead fee. But here's the thing. If you refer one person a year, you'll net more money being a consultant versus an ambassador. Because it's true. If the average commission is 7 G's, the average split is $3,500. In 3 years, he's going to pay $1,800, $600 a year, right? $50 a month. So you subtract $1,800 from $3,500, that's more than 1,000. Can we agree? You're netting more money. If you refer one person every 3, this is what I say to people. Okay, this is key. This is how I turn ambassadors into consultants. This is how I recruit a lot of realtors. You have 2 options. You can become an ambassador for free, earn $1,000, or you can become a consultant and earn half the commission, which is an average of $7,000, so $3,500 is the average split. That means that if you refer one person every 3 years, Michael, right, you'll net more money by being a consultant versus an ambassador. Then I even sometimes give them a little bit more. Here's what I say. To be honest with you, Jonathan, it's in my best interest that you don't be a consultant. It's better for me if you're an ambassador. Because instead of giving you half the commission, I only give you $1,000. But I'm letting you know, because I don't want you later to find out and felt like I was keeping this information from you. You see what I'm saying? Because it really doesn't matter. But here's what happens. Chris now started actively calling his customers when he became a consultant. We've already closed 4 deals for Chris. Wow. Started from this. Here's a beautiful thing about creating. Everything starts in the mind first. Created twice. First in the mind, then in the physical. This stage was first created in somebody's mind, then in the physical. It's you can watch yourself creating stuff. You can watch yourself saying, there's nobody in my back office, but I know I'm going to have 10 ambassadors there, 10 consultants there, 10 deals there, whatever the case may be. And you go out there and you get to work. Then you start to see names, leads start to pop in there. And when they start to pop in there, you got to start getting excited about it because you're seeing stuff manifesting. Just like you can imagine $10,000, you can imagine $10 million. I go with this business to eventually earn, in 10 years, $1 million a month. Excuse me, not 10 years, 5 years. My goal is $1 million a month with this business, right? Where's all that money going to come from? It's none of my business. You know where it's going to come from? Wherever it's at right now. Where all those customers and all those people are going to come from? None of my business. It's going to come from wherever it's at right now. Where's my next mentor going to come from? Wherever he or she is at right now? It's none of my business. You know what is my business? Go talk to more people. You got to introduce yourself to more strangers. You got to shake more hands. You got to get more contacts. You got to be more confident. You got to act as if. You got to be more disciplined. And you start to create. But this here is what I started doing in the beginning. It's not, see, here's the deal. It's nothing fancy. I'm going to get into some stuff that's a little bit more fancy than this. But most of the stuff I do, it's not that people ask me. I said, JC, tell me your secret. What's your secret? Like, I probably talk to more people than you do with more confidence and I'm more consistent. Now, I am going to give you some things that I say that may be a little bit different than what you do. But you know what the cool thing about power and solar? You can recruit people even with ads. you realize that people are looking for a career in solar. People right now are looking for a change. Where else can you make this much money? Very few places. There are places. But this is one of the easiest sales. What time is it, by the way, guys?
14.
Okay, good. We got time. This is one of the easiest sales that I've ever been a part of. And I've sold a lot of things in my life. So let's keep going with the invites. 3-step invite. This is a generic invite. Now we're inviting people to the business. Okay? The cool thing is you can shoot for the business. They don't join. You make them an ambassador. There's no excuse to not make anybody an ambassador. It's free. There's magic in it. You imagine 200 people know that you're in the solar business a year from now, and 100 ambassadors on your team. Do you think you're going to be closing some deals? Doggone right you are. And those are easy things to do. Letting 200 people know that you're in the solar business is easy to do. Getting ambassadors is also easy to do. It's not as easy. But it is easy to do. You're not selling anything. But that leads to ambassadors. So here's the deal. Show 15 minutes, may or may not be interested. This is a generic invite. So let's get into it. What do I mean? Here's like this. Hey, John, I have something important I want to show you. Or I have something important I want to run by you. Okay? Or there's different variations. Hey, John, listen, I got an idea I want to run by you. Doesn't sound threatening, right? I have an idea I want to run by you. When I call people, by the way, small talk, step 1, call somebody, do a little bit of small talk. Then immediately let them know that you don't have a lot of time to talk. Hey, Frank, how's everything? Trust you and the family doing well? Yes, great. Hey, listen, Frank, I know you're very busy. I got to run as well. But real quick, here's the reason why I'm calling. I have something important I want to show you. It'll take about 15 minutes, and it may or may not be for you. You may or may not be interested. You could mess this up and still get it right. You start backwards. John, listen, Frank, this may or may not be for you, but I need 15 minutes of your time. I have something important I want to show you. Let's switch it. This may or may not be for you, Frank. I have something important I want to show you. It'll take about 15 minutes. Who can do that? Here's the key about recruiting. Remember, we mentioned it earlier. Exposure is everything. You want to expose people to what you're doing. If I get them to join me in an event like this, watch a video presentation, and I'm going to give you a lot of different invites, you're going to choose which ones suit you best. It's not a cookie cutter system that one size fits all. Okay? That's not what it is. But this is a very generic invite that I've used for over 15 years in my career. I've used it with power. And it works. Some people are open to looking at some information and some people are not. Guess what? Abundance mindset. Some will, so what next? I don't take it personal. Write this down. Do not be emotionally attached to the outcome. I'm not emotionally attached to the yes or the no. Tell me yes, tell me fast. Tell me yes, tell me no, but tell me fast because I got to go. Tell me yes or tell me no, but tell me fast because I've got to go. That's my philosophy. Because you imagine, same thing with door knocking. It'd be awesome if God gave us, if our Creator, if Elohim gave us the opportunity to go knock on doors and then the doors that are interested light it up. Imagine that. You'd be running through all these houses. What are you doing? Nothing. Leave me alone. Hey, you sell solar? I don't care. You're like, your house is not, lit up. Same thing with people. But you can't do that, right? So, because of that, I got to go through the numbers. What if God himself, what people call God, Elohim, right? What if he told you, hey, listen, you're going to have to have serious, 758 serious conversations about solar before you can hit your big success in this business. 758. And you knew that that was a number. How many of you guys would go through that fast? Yes. But guess what? Here's the deal. You could do that without God telling you that. You're not going to talk to that many people and do all of this effort and not get positive results. And for some people, it'll be less than others. It's just how it works. So let's get into another invite. Here's an aggressive approach with trusted people. After the small talk, right? Hey, John. I know a lot of Johns, by the way. Hey, John, what are you doing on Monday at 5 o'clock, that's more important than you learning how to make $10,000 a month from home. I've got a friend, his name is Jose. That's my road dog. Back in the days, went to high school together, that's my dude. Because of the relationship I have with him, I would approach him this way. I wouldn't approach everybody this way. That's not what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. But let's say Jose. We call him Tapatillo. Some of you guys know. I say, hey, Jose. Hey, I might not even call him by his name. Say, hey, Taps. What are you doing on Monday? At 5 o'clock, that's more important than learning how to make 10 G's a month from home in your underwear. That's how I would say it to him. Because that's my dude. That's my friend. Right? It reminds me of that video. You guys seen that video? You mess with my friend, you mess with me. Because we boys. We friends. We boyfriends. The guy's like, oh, that boyfriend. Anybody seen that video? Oh, it's super funny, man. It's super funny. It's just really funny. Now, here's the deal. The blue part, you can replace it. You can replace it with how to replace your income from home, financially free, send your kids to that private school, whatever their motivation is. What if you have a friend who has a motivation to get a new car? He wants a new BMW, new Mercedes, whatever the case may be. Let's say it's Reggie. He's looking for a new Mercedes. Hey, Reggie, what are you doing on Monday at 5 o'clock? What are you doing on Saturday morning, 10 a.m.? That's more important than you learning how to get that Mercedes in the next 6 months, bro. Well, dang, see, pique the interest. That's step number one, pique the interest, right? So this is a generic invite. Let me get on this side. Let me do better from here. John, would you be open to looking at something that can add an extra $20,000 to $30,000 per year from home with your existing clientele base? That's for a real estate agent, a tax person, a roofer, loan officer, insurance agent. There's an insurance agent over there that I used that with yesterday. He came here today. Say hi, Carlos. Yesterday was a call. He showed up today. Right? Because think about it. If you can make an extra $20,000 to $30,000 per year from your existing clientele base. Now, here's the deal. You can add to this a little bit. You can add to this a little bit. Right? You can let them know, look, it's in the solar business. Less is more, right? So I could say to them, matter of fact, I didn't get into on this next slide. Mike, I just started with a company. I just started working with a solar company that specializes in helping agents create their own solar division and earn an extra $3,000 to $4,000 per client, okay, per client that they refer, without them having to sell themselves. If I send you a short video, would you watch it? Because how many people in this room would like to attract some professionals? Yes, I would suggest that you attract some professionals. Not only because they have a clientele, but guess what? They also have credibility with people that are not their clients. If they want to build a team, for example, where's Javier at? Javier, what business are you in, Javier?
Marketing, life insurance, financial services.
Life insurance, financial services, right? How big is your team now?
103, January.
How long ago did you start?
January.
January. 103 people. Your team made any sales yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. How many of you guys would like to have a Javier on your team? Yes. Here's the deal. Most of us, we have people like Javier's in our networks. We have people like Javier's in our networks. Now, what if you're a mentor? You know what he did? He says, JC, I would like to have a Zoom with about 20 of my agents, all professionals, some of them realtors, some of them life insurance agents, etc. Can you get me 4 or 5 of your mentors so I can introduce them to them so they can know that these are the mentors that they're going to sign to close their deals? Sure. And we did it. Those mentors have closed a bunch of deals for his team. I called a couple mentors, Anthony being one of them. Right? Called a couple of these guys, they got on there, boom, they've been closing deals since. I think that's pretty cool. Yes, I do contact people like that. My friend Jose that I mentioned, he's a real estate broker. He signed up this week, Monday. I met him in his office, I showed him everything. No, sorry, last week. Then he tells me, I have a meeting with my team every Monday morning. Can you come and educate them on solar and show them everything you showed me, that there's no lien on the property, that is an unsecured loan, that is this and that and this and that. Sure, so I show up, and he had about 10, probably 12 agents there, and about another 15 on Zoom. And I presented for all of them. Now he's making all of his agents ambassadors. Because I made one phone call to him. Does that make sense? And through him, I met other people. But here's what happens. People like him, they have credibility with a bunch of people. So if they choose to build a team, they can build a team. They make a phone call, people answer. People take what they say seriously. Right? So let's keep moving. Here's an aggressive approach to a profession. Hey, John, if I could show you how to make an extra $30,000 to $60,000 per year, we talked about this. Would you be open to looking at some information? This is indeed an aggressive approach. Would you be open to looking at some information? Then guess what? I'm going to send it to the video, right? Here's another one. Sarah, if 10 years ago you knew what you know now about eXp Realty, you could replace eXp. I say this to eXp agents, by the way. I recruit eXp agents. That's one of my forte. How many of you guys don't know what eXp Realty is? Okay, for you guys. eXp Realty is who we copy. They do what we do in real estate, right? They've got tremendous success stories, fastest growing real estate company in the history of real estate. The point is, I do this with eXp Realtors. Hey, Sarah, let me ask you, so obviously I already did some small talk. Let me ask you this. 10 years ago, you knew what you don't know about eXp and had the opportunity to have investors get involved 10 years ago. Would you have done it? What do you think she's going to tell me, especially she's already in eXp? She's going to say yes. Of course, it's a rhetorical question. More than likely, she's going to say yes. Awesome, I have something bigger than eXp. Or, I may not say bigger than eXp because of she's in eXp. You could replace eXp with Amazon. You could replace it with Uber. You're just telling them that you've got something bigger. Hey, friend, if 10 years ago you knew what you know now about Uber, 10, 15, and make it according, it doesn't have to be 10 years, right? It could be 15, 20, whatever. 15 years ago, you knew what you know now about Uber, and you had the opportunity to get involved or have invested, would you have done it, friend?
Yes, sir.
Yes, bro, I've got something bigger than that. When can we meet, bro? Or, if I send you some information, friend, would you take 20 minutes to look at the information, uninterrupted? Then I send him the video. When I send him the video, I say, great, I'm going to send you the video. Friend, at what time, by when would you have already watched this video? Give me a time.
By tonight.
By tonight?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Good. So if I call you at 7 p.m., you already watched the video, then I schedule right there the time to call him back. I can have 10 people watching the video throughout the day. Does that make sense? Then I give them a call, and here's the deal, and I'm going to get into it later. Let me ask somebody. You called me at 7 p.m. after I watched it. What would you ask me after I watched it?
If I knew you, I would say, so you ready to get started?
Awesome. That's a good question. You know what most people ask after a presentation? To ask. What did you think leads to positive or negative things?
Negative.
Right? Yeah, it leads to both. What did you think? They said, I thought it was too long. I thought the guy was exaggerating. So usually what I say is two-part question. Angela, you got an opportunity to watch the video, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Pretty good stuff, huh?
Yep.
Awesome. What caught your attention most about what you saw?
The money I could save. I have solar.
Perfect. See, I'm guiding her to a positive response. So first I say, pretty good stuff, huh? You could say, now you see why I'm so excited? Yes. Awesome. What'd you like best? Or what caught your attention the most? And then we're going to get into here. Asking her to give me something positive. I'm not opening it up to negative. What did you think opens up to negative? Does that make sense? What did you think? They could give you something positive or they could give you something negative? But what caught your attention the most? Or what did you like best about what you saw? Any one of those variations is good. But what the key I want you to understand is this. You pique the interest in the phone call. You let them, small talk, let them know you don't have a lot of time to talk. Small talk, let them know you don't have a lot of time to talk. Why, in the invite, would you think that I'm telling them that I don't have a lot of time to talk? Right. I don't want them to be asking me a million questions. Right? I want to be in and out of this conversation. I am a decision gatherer when I'm making phone calls to prospect people, to recruit them. I just need a decision. Are you open to looking at some stuff? You're not? Great, no problem, brother. I'll see you this weekend in the fights. Right? Say we're watching the fights together. Whatever. I let her go. No problem. Because why? Because I got a big list of people that I'm going to call. Because I'm on purpose about it. One of the things that I do that helps me out is I time block. From this time to this time, here's what I'm doing. And that's what I do. If I allocated an hour to make phone calls, I've got my list. I don't make phone calls. What I do? I fire off phone calls.
What?
I fire off phone calls. Here's what I mean. It means that I make phone calls.
Okay.
But what I mean is, my philosophy is, you guys ever seen the movie Troy? You know when they're on top of the castle and they aim the arrows, the enemies are coming, they shoot a bunch of arrows, right? That's how I feel my calls are. I'm firing off phone calls. I'm just, boom. If you guys are on my list, I'm firing off phone calls. Something's gonna hit. When they're pointing the arrows up in the air like that, they don't know who's gonna hit. They're pointing in a certain direction, right? They're not analytical about it. They're just like, I'm firing off phone calls, and it's gonna land on good ground. One of those conversations I had was with Anthony Bonilla. The other conversation I had was with Luis Perez. Closed 70 deals last year. Has hundreds of people on his team. Another conversation I had was with David Perez. Where's he at? He was here earlier. Oh, he just stepped up. David Perez, also a top mentor on the team. Closed a bunch of deals. Growing the team. Training people all the time. A bunch of key people were those conversations because I don't know who is the right person for the information. I don't know who that person is. But how am I going to find out? Through making these phone calls. So anyways, here you can replace it with Amazon, Uber, EXP. So if I'm talking to an EXP agent, I say, awesome, I have something just as big as EXP. That's a better phrase at the end. Because I don't want her to say, now, if I have a really good relationship with her, I will say, great, I've got something bigger than EXP. Now she will say, what? Yeah. I've had EXP agents tell me, man, you make me want to switch careers. Solar is such an easier sell than real estate. There's so much competition and no inventory. I've had agents tell me that. I say, well, you can start with your people part-time, right? Just refer them to me. Okay, let's keep moving. If I send you some information, this is still in response to this. This is in response to basically any invite. So any of the invites we talked about, this is in response to it. So following up. If I send you some information, will you take 15 to 20 minutes to look at it? Yes. Then you send them the video. If they say yes, send them the proper video. If they ask, what is it? Okay? It's a cloud-based solar company. Trust me, just watch it. Or you can simply say, it's actually in the solar industry. I became a solar broker. I have my nationwide solar business. It's better to get them to see the information, but here's a cool thing about this. I come from network marketing. In network marketing, we don't really get into what it is. Here, the beautiful thing about this, you could get into it. Why? Again, people look at it as a real business. I talk to realtors all the time, and I ask them, hey, by the way, John, have you ever considered starting your own solar division? One guy says, yeah, but that's not really, because that seems very complicated. I said, it's actually not. Our company helps real estate professionals start their own nationwide solar business without you having to sell solar. It's $49 a month. If there's a catch, there is a catch. $49 a month. But here's the deal. I got agent. Here's a story. Remember, facts tell, stories sell. For example, I've got agents. I got this one guy, Chris. I got this other guy, Jose. They refer a lead. They tell the customer. Here's what they tell the customer. Hey, I'm going to refer you to somebody from my solar division, and they're going to give you a free solar proposal. His name is JC. He'll call you and give you a free solar proposal. And if you're interested, he can help you out. Now, what I do with some of these agents that I recruit, here's what I offer them. Check this out. I say, let's say, for example, it's Angela. Angela, here's what we can do. So I explain to her, I write this information. I say, what you can do is tell your customers, hey, listen, we just started a solar division. And what they're doing for our customers is they're giving them a complimentary, no obligation, solar savings report. And just for taking a look at the information, they'll give you a $50 gift card, Amazon gift card. I pay for that gift card. What if she gives me 4 appointments and I close one of the 4? I paid $200 to make $3,500. Who would trade $200 for $3,500? You got to get creative. But it isn't about the commission. You know what it's about? It's about getting Angela, who's a realtor, on my team. That's the real money. The big money in the beginning is a sale, the commission. Right? But the bigger play is a passive income on the back end, which is getting her on board. Now that I got her on board, now we can start to have a little bit more conversations. Sell the vision. Now all of a sudden, Angela, who do you know from these agents? Let me show you how level 1 over at 20% works. Now her wheels are turning. Now she's thinking, well, shoot. Robin's a realtor in my office and she's cool. We're friends. We're having lunch next Monday. I'm going to put her in front of JC. Now I get in front of my people's people. Your best people in team building will not be the people you bring, by the way. That's very important to know. Your best people are going to come from multiple levels in your organization. The best is called tap rooting. You take this person, let's say it's Angela. Angela's going to be motivated for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. During the time that she's motivated, I want to get some people through her. She leads me to Robin. Boom. I do the same thing with Robin. Who do you know, Robin, from these agents? Boom, boom, boom. Because if you dig 4 or 5 levels deep, you'll usually find a runner. This is key to building. This is recruiting and team building. Now I'm in the team building information here. Because there's a difference. Let's say, for example, she leads to another 4 or 5 people. They can be realtors or not, doesn't matter. And then, for example, Javier. Javier is 3 levels from me. I brought a guy who brought a guy who brought Javier. And Javier is doing significantly more than the people above him. That's how it works. Do you think I mind? I don't mind. If these other guys are busy doing their thing, God bless them, I go and I work directly with Javier. I work as a leader, as a team builder. You're a talent scout. Talent scout. You go to the fire. Where's a fire? Who's creating the fire? Let's go there. Let's work with these people. It's the 80-20 rule. Write that down. 80-20 rule. 80% of the production is going to come from 20% of the field. 20% of the people in your organization are going to produce 80% of the volume of the sales. And 20% of the production will come from the rest, the 80. The bigger portion of people will do the smaller volume. And that's okay. I love everybody. I don't discriminate overrides from this team or that team. If this guy does a sale every 6 months, I love you. Thank you, man. How can I help you? Right? However, there is a limit to the love. Here's why. We only have so many hours in a day. Right? We only have so many hours in a day. So what I was taught by multi-millionaires and people worth over $100 million many years ago taught me this. You split your time accordingly, 80-20. 80% of your time you dedicate to the leaders. They need you. Now here's the deal. People like Javier, people like Anthony, people like Lewis and David and all these guys, they don't need me. For a time to time, they'll need me. But if they're there, I'm there. 80% of my time I spend with the 20%ers. These are the fire starters. These are the movers and shakers. These are the guys and girls that are making it happen. That's where 80% of my time goes. 20% of my time goes to the rest of the organization. But here's the deal. They don't even notice it. Because if they're putting a deal every, 4 months, they don't notice it. Right? Now, the way that I spend a lot of time with them is through events, group settings, Zooms, etc. That's not to say I don't invest time and take their calls. Of course I do. Yes. But my priority is, remember, 3 rules to building. Who remembers the 3 rules to building? Look at your notes. What are the 3 rules to building?
Exposure is everything. 14, follow up. Work with the
Okay, Stephen, go ahead. Say it louder.
Exposure is everything, number 1. Number 2, 14 is in the follow-up. Number 3, work with the willing.
3, work with the willing. I work with the fire starters. The ones that are more consistent. Here's the deal. I work with those that deserve it a lot more than those that need it. Because the ones that need it are the ones that are missing the trainings. Usually. They're the ones that are not as committed. They don't show up to it. They're not consistent. And you guys know I show tough love. How many of you guys here have I shown tough love to? Yeah, I remember. On the last event, I showed you some tough love, right? My brother knows that. Anthony, you guys know. John, you know I showed you some tough love back in the day we used to work together. That's just the type of dude I am. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, what's really going to help you. Not like, oh yeah, you did good when you didn't do good. Right? So that's the way the 80-20 rule works. Where do they look? Okay. This is a very direct approach. I use this a lot. I even use this here. I had a girl at the gym prospect me to get a personal trainer membership at the UFC gym, right? And she says, hey, we're having a contest to see who gets more referrals from our members for people that we can call to offer the membership to. At the end, that's what she said to me. I said, yeah, I'll give you a couple names. And I gave her 3 names. And I asked her, hey, by the way, how do you like sales? She says, I like it. It's the first time I've done sales, she says. But I like it so far. I said, good, good. By the way, are you open to other opportunities outside of this, or are you completely committed and married to this year that you're doing? Then I tell her a story. Here's the reason why I'm telling you. I'm in the solar industry, right? Our company specializes in selling solar from home. All training is provided. You can start part-time. The average commission for cutting somebody's bill in half is $7,000. I got a guy on the team. In his first year working with us, his best week, he closed 10 deals in a week. Guess what she said? Damn, that much? Then I say, here's the deal though. I mean, not everybody does that. He's an anomaly, for sure. But selling solar is a tremendous industry. So if you're open, I can send you some information. She said, send me some information. Who can do that? Again, remember I mentioned, introduce yourself to more people, right? Talk to more strangers. What is the worst thing she could have told me? No, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, no problem. You think I'm going to get my feelings hurt? I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. No problem. God bless you. And then I move on to the next. These are conversations. You can have conversations with people. Somebody gives you, a waiter gives you good service. I like to send my compliments to the chef. Hey, by the way, this dinner was delicious. Send my compliments to the chef. And by the way, you're one of the best waiters I've ever had. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hey, listen, with your level of customer service, you would do incredible in my business. Who could do that?
Yeah.
We have run into those opportunities everywhere. My wife's seen me recruit people out and about. We're out there shopping and stuff, and I'm recruiting people. Because that's how I am. I'm doing business all the time, and it doesn't feel like business, right? Then when they see, by saying that to the waiter, for example, I'm piquing interest. Remember, pique interest. Show the plan, 3-way call. So now that I piqued the interest, I'm going to ask them if it's okay if I send them some information. Yeah, send me some information. Here's what I did. Sounds good. Grab my phone. I'm going to text you some information right now. What's your phone number? And I look down at my phone, and I don't look up until they start telling me numbers. Then I don't look up. So, great, what's your phone number? Oh. I grab the number. Got the lead. Then I say, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a text so you got my number. Now, I know they give me the right number. So I did to my wife. Saying you a text so you got my number too, Jennifer. How come your phone ain't ringing, Jennifer? Oh, you missed the last number. You confused the last number. Oh, so what is that right number? All right, you got it now? All right, cool. I'll call you later. Right? ABC. Always be closing. See, but here's the deal. You know what the difference is? That's my identity. You got to create that identity of yourself. You got to create the identity of a winner. Here's the deal. You have an identity. Everybody has an identity. It's either good or it's not good. And most people, do you think it's good or not good? Most people's identity is not good of themselves. Most people's identity is, hey, I'm a procrastinator. or I'm this, or I'm that, or I'm lazy, or I'm this, or I'm that. Very few people, they say that 95% of people's self-talk is negative. That's a lot. 95% of people's self-talk is negative. So you gotta start thinking about, I train on that on my Bulletproof Mindset course. Matter of fact, I have a Bulletproof Mindset course. It's on jcrangel.com. I'm gonna give that course to somebody here today. Who last week, or this week, it's Saturday, so this week, who this week had a good week? I want to hear some wins. Okay? I'm going to get to you guys right now because the standard for you guys is going to be different. You guys are pros. Raise your hand if you've had a good week. Frank, tell me about your week.
I got a deal on Tuesday morning.
Oh, nice. Got a deal Tuesday morning. How'd you meet the person?
I was door knocking when I first started in November. I went with Gerardo, we did a presentation. They weren't ready at the time until after the holidays. I kept calling them, they wouldn't answer my call. So since I know where they live, I showed up to their home.
They wouldn't answer his call after the lead, then he showed up to the house. That's what I did with Jennifer too, showed up to their house. Listen, here's my thing, ladies, here's the deal. If a man cooks you a delicious breakfast, a simple thank you is enough. Not all of this, how'd you get in my house nonsense. Right? I mean, come on. I mean, baby, I'm in her and her mom's house cooking her breakfast. How'd you get in here? Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
And then I was with Gerardo, and then they told us to come back in 2 hours, and we closed it. And I did the same thing the week before when I closed 2 back to back. So, yeah.
Man, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, we're in the running. All right, Stefan, what you got? I'll hear over there next.
I've been following up with a project for about 2 years. It's for a re-roof and solar. It's closing.
It's closing?
Yeah.
Did you close it or it's closing?
When I get back, I'll
Okay, got it.
my aunt and uncle just got to run a credit check.
All right, good.
They're pretty.
Go ahead, man.
I just started 2 weeks ago, but I have 2 recruits, 2 consultants, and I picked up 3 electric bills. And my partner, Javier, he's amazing. I just put him in front of me, he just, he's amazing. I feel guilty if I said I did it with his support.
That's a system.
He is amazing. I want to be half as good as Javier. And he's very modest. He never brags about it. But you know what? He always returns my call. Even if he don't get me, he puts it on me. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's awesome. Your reputation precedes you, Javier.
Nice.
All right, who else? Over there, young lady over there.
So I actually closed my first solo deal on Thursday.
How long ago did you get started?
It's been about like a little over a month.
A little over a month. She closed her first deal. Congrats. That's the best part you love to hear. One more story. Go ahead, Angela.
I got a couple of them. So I made Solar Pro. I started in November.
Right.
Now I'm Solar Pro, so I am still doing my deals with mentors though. But I did make that, and so I decided a week or so ago to go out door knocking, which I had not done in my neighborhood. I automatically did my next door neighbor because we talk all the time, and when I got my savings on my solar, I was just ecstatic. So I went door knocking, and Anthony and I just did one of my neighbors, so we've got 3 houses in a row now. We're working on 4 in a row now. And then a couple neighbors around the corner are ready to do theirs. So I'm pretty excited. Door knocked for 30 minutes.
Wow. Wow. Listen, results not typical. All right. I want to make sure that we say that because I'm very. So you close a couple of neighbors.
Neighbors, yes. So we're trying to get the whole block so we can do a video. Because the one last neighbor on the corner, her son has to do it for her, and they're ready to do it, but her son kind of has to get everything together.
Yes.
And then we'll do our proposal for her. But yeah, we're trying to get the whole block.
So how many deals did you close like that?
I have 1, 2. You mean on our block?
Yeah. Well, in the story that you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, in this story.
That are closed.
2.
2. Good. And you got a couple of other leads
Yes.
and whatnot? All right. She went door knocking and
That
got
one
2
neighbor that I
neighbors.
did said, "Oh, I gotta tell the lady across the street because she needs this too." I said, "Well, didn't tell her."
Did you offer them the ambassador program at least?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
That ambassador program, man, it motivates people. And then, by the way, here's a little tip. If they give you an ambassador lead, that's the perfect opportunity to talk to them about consulting. For sure. You get them as a consultant. Now they're going to be motivated, not only, they're going to be more, triple, quadruple motivated to give you deals because the money is 3-4 times bigger. Guess what else they're going to be motivated to do? Recruit some people.
Yeah.
Build a team. Now you can tell them to show up to events, to show up to the trainings and whatnot, right? Now you start to get your business to take off. So imagine as you get 5 core and that organization starts to grow, where can it be in a year? You'll be surprised how much can happen in 1 to 2 years. How much can happen in 1 to 2 years? I like to say this, and I'm going to get back to these stories where I'm going to pick a winner. Here's what I tell people. It takes half a decade to make life fair. If you ever felt that life wasn't fair, anybody ever felt life wasn't fair? Yeah. It takes half a decade to make life fair. Or less. But in half a decade, meaning 5 years, in 5 years, you could drastically change your life completely.
True.
In this company, you could cut that in half or less. There's people that are doing it a lot faster, right? I'm not going to get into my story. I have a little bit of a story there, but we don't have time for that. But anyways, we have a couple of stories that we heard from. So when we pick a winner,
I have one more thing to add. I got my first consultant too.
oh, nice. Give her a round of applause. So we went Frank, Stefan, what's your name?
Charlotte.
Huh?
Jessica.
Jessica, Charlotte, and Angela. I need you guys' help. Somebody's gonna win this. It normally costs $700, $695 for that training that I did. It's a virtual interactive training on how to develop a bulletproof mindset. It's a great training. Who wins it?
Me.
All right, we're gonna go. You guys are gonna clap, and then we're gonna proceed with the training. Frank, give us a Tell me, you closed a deal when?
Last week and then 2 the week before.
Okay, last week and then 2 the week before. Okay, great. Door knocking deals, right? So let's give him a round of applause. Let's see who wins. So you gotta clap loudest for the one that you want to win, that you think should win it. Give us a recap.
Excuse me, I have to say something, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Hey, right there is a
Single
single mom,
mom,
28 years old, with a 3-year-old.
trying to change your life.
That person's gonna get it.
Because I got to get back to the training, I'm going to give all of you guys a training.
All right.
So when you get this show on the road, and then all of you guys get access to it. So it's going to be next week, okay? I'm going to Florida for a week next week, so I'm going to be busy, but I'll make sure that I get you those logins. Give Isela your name, phone number, and email, and we're going to email you the logins, and it's through jcrangel.com is login, okay?
Which one?
Isela over there in the back. There, stand up.
You want to sell them the shirts? Where you got your hat?
Oh, right.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's get back on track, guys, so we can wrap up. Okay. This is how I talk to people. This is how I talk to my friends. I'm not telling you to copy what I'm saying word for word. Make it your own. There's certain words that you use, you express yourself a different way. I'm not expecting you to say it word for word. This is how I say it. So when I have this conversation with somebody, this here and the next one, Mike, if you consider the solar industry, here's the reason why I'm saying, man, our company specializes in selling solar from home. All the training is provided. You can start part-time. And the average commission for cutting somebody's bill in half is $7,000, bro.
Yeah.
Here's what I say. Bro, for example, I help a customer go from $200 a month on average to $100, save them almost $1,200 a year, and I get paid $6,000 to $7,000 to do that. We have a system where you can help 1 to 4 customers per month go solar. Do the math. This is literally what I said to people. This is probably something similar that I said to Jonathan. I invited Jonathan earlier this week to this event, and he showed up today. Yet, he was getting ready to do an orientation. Louis, where you at? For Kirby Vacuum. He was getting ready to go to an orientation for Kirby. He said, no, Should he do this instead of Kirby?
Yes.
Anybody know Kirby back here?
Yeah.
My mom used to have one, $3,000 vacuum in the 90s. In the 90s, bro.
I'm saying.
Okay, here's the deal. This is a if I could, would you? So let's focus, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could, would you? So, again, after the small talk, hey, Lewis, let me ask you something, bro. If I could show you how to fill in the blank of their motivation. So let's say somebody tells me that they're working a lot of hours, they don't see their kids enough. That's a big motivation, yeah? Or they want to move to another state, they want to get a better house, they want to send their kids to private school. Whatever their motivation is, of course, we're assuming that you know this person, right? This is a different type of invite.
Right.
If I could show you how to pay off debt, get the car that you want, get more time freedom, whatever the case is, would you look at some information? Hey, Lewis, if I could show you how to take that vacation with your family, like you've been saying, right, in the next 6 months, would you look at some information? This is a simple, generic approach. If I could, would you? Fill in the blank. Some people's motivations are so big. I had a guy that tell me, bro, I work so many hours, I make pretty good money. 6-figure earner in his career, but he has no kids. When he gets home, his dog barks at him. Doesn't recognize him. Makes great money, somebody else is raising his kids. That's a big motivation, right? So I won't mention his name, let's call him Johnny. Say, hey John, let me ask you something, man. If I could show you a way how to replace your 6-figure income and have significantly more time freedom to spend time, even work from home with your kids, would you look at some information? What do you think he's going to say? Yes. Because I'm pulling on his heartstrings. I'm talking about his motivation. And when I'm talking to him, because I have the mindset that's not a scarcity mindset, it's an abundance mindset, it actually I'm lying. I do care if he says no. But I don't care for me, I care for him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool, man. We're going to keep building this. We're going to keep bringing people up. We're going to be blessing homeowners, blessing people that join us. We're going to keep doing that. But at this point in my life, I genuinely feel bad for the person, certain people, not everybody, but certain people when they tell me no. Or when they start and they don't do anything. And I'm like, you're struggling. You were struggling last year and you were struggling 10 years ago. And you don't have the discipline to stop struggling. Here's the deal. Write this down. You have to be temporarily motivated to be permanently lazy. You've got to be temporarily motivated to be permanently lazy. Give me 5 years, man. 5 years of all-out massive action and discipline and plug-in. 5 years, Frank. And we're all going to get rich. Right? That's not an income claim. Right? We're having fun here. But can we? Yes. Can we? Absolutely we can. There's EXP real estate agents right now worth $200 million, man. I know one of them. He was a part of my organization. He's worth $200 million. You know why? Because of the stock. He makes $250,000 a month passive income, and he's worth $200 million. He was a part of my sales organization and network marketing company in 2014. San Antonio Doubletree. San Antonio, Texas Doubletree. I personally recruited him into the business. So Doug, my friend Doug brought him, but I did the presentation, recruited him. He only lasted a month because he went to EXP. And when he went to EXP, he saw this power, but for real estate. He was already a real estate agent, Keller Williams. He put his head down. From 2014 till now, he's worth $200 million in stock and makes $250,000 a month. Wow. There's in San Antonio, Texas. Ain't that interesting?
Yeah.
You know that our trajectory, if you compare us side by side with EXP, being 2 years when they were 2 years old, we're beating them. Not only that, look at the biggest, most successful real estate companies versus the biggest, most successful renewable energy companies. They're bigger. The richest man in the world is in this industry. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And people are still playing around, not taking the business seriously. That's what drives me crazy. I'm like, what are you doing? Here's the deal. They say that you got 2 opportunities. You have 2 opportunities to get rich in your life. My friends, I don't know if this is the first one for you or the second one for you, but it's one of them. That's what I do know. This is one of them. What if the next one comes 10 years from now, 20, 30 years from now? Maybe it's the first one. So if you let this one go, you better hope it's the first one. But what if the next one comes in 30 years? I'm just saying, it might come next year. That's my philosophy when I'm building. I literally tell team members this when they're not getting their act together. You guys heard me say in the trainings, listen, now that you've seen this presentation, you don't qualify. You don't qualify to ever again say that you've never been given an opportunity to get wealthy. Bless you. You don't ever qualify. All of you guys saw the power opportunity. You never qualify. If you decide to say no, and one day you're under your deathbed, you can never say, I was never given an opportunity to get rich.
That's right.
You can never say that. You don't qualify. You are disqualified from saying that. So why don't we just get rich? My friend said, I've been rich and I've been poor. I like rich a whole lot more. It's true. All right, here we go. Let's keep it moving. Do you keep your income options open to side projects if the money's attractive enough? It's a very simple, direct approach. Who can do that? You can do that with people you know, people you don't know. People you meet on the street or people you know. You can call your friend Mike. Hey, Mike, let me ask you something. Serious question, bro. Some people say, let me ask you something off the record. Do you keep your income options open to side projects if the money's attractive enough? The last part is key. Because I used to say it with just the first part. I used to say, do you keep your income options open? The thing is that if I'm talking to somebody that's already making really good money, they think, no, I'm already making good money, don't keep my options open. But when I had the last part, if the money is attractive enough, see, everybody has a number. Even if a guy is making $250,000 a year, right? Most would consider that pretty good income, right? $250,000 a year. But if the money's attractive enough, maybe his number is, yeah, if I could make an additional $100,000 a year, you know, I could spare some time for that. That would be the attractive enough number for him or her, right? So it's a very simple approach. Now, even if you have to ask this question 10 times to 10 people, and you get one person that's interested, you get one person that joins your team, would that be worth it? Yes, because what does it cost you to do this? Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You don't take that shot. So I just talk to people all the time. I meet realtors. When I see a realtor, I run into a realtor at a restaurant or something. Like, realtors look a certain way. You know what I mean? They're sharp. I could spot a realtor like this. Or if I don't know if they look professional, I can spot a network marketer too, by the way. I know when I see a network marketer. But I'll go up to them and say, hey man, you're very sharp. What do you do? Who can do that? Get their business card. And if they don't got a business card, get their phone number. Hey man, you're very sharp. What do you do? Oh, I'm a life insurance agent. Oh, nice. By the way, I'm JC. Oh, okay, Frank. Nice to meet you, Frank. Right? Then I start a dialogue, man. By the way, do you have a business card? I always make that gesture. By the way, do you have a business card? Everybody needs life insurance. I'm a real estate agent. You have a business card? Everybody needs real estate. Right? I'm an event planner. You have a business card? Everybody needs an event planner from time to time. Right? Just get the business card. Get the contact. Because eventually, whether there or in the future, I'm going to ask them one of these questions. And you can't control the outcome, but you can control the output. You can't control enough effort, enough output. On the other end, something good is going to come. I expect something good to come. Not from any particular individual, but from the massive amount of effort. There's a funnel. There's a honey right there, right? That's my honey. By the way, babe, can you give me hot water for the restaurant, please? I need to prepare a tea. I got the tea here. Thank you, baby. So, she's the one that loves me. Well, actually, no. The one that hurt my mom's feelings. No, there she is. That drop of honey is going to come out the other end? No, it's going to get squeezed. You got to put a bunch of people through it. More people being born than money's being printed. Before the pandemic, that was the case. I'm not too sure about the pandemic now. There's a lot of money being printed. But before the pandemic, there was more people being born than money being printed. You know what our resource is here? What do you think our customers? You can go and knock on some doors if you want to do door knocking, and you can find some resources for free. There's no excuse. Do you have to door knock? No. You got a very successful mentor here, Anthony. He never once door knocked. Crushing it. Incredible team, never went door knocking. I did. I door knocked for 11 weeks. Got to a mentor in 11 weeks. I built a team, like I'm telling you. During the day, I was making phone calls. 2018, I was a millionaire. 2019, I was broke. Just a couple years ago. Bad investments, I got done wrong. A lot of bad things happened like this. They say, if you don't humble yourself, God will humble you. That's true. I didn't humble myself and God humbled me. I told my wife for the first time, baby, I'm going to need you to start working. She had never worked. So we went selling ADT security door to door together. And I was going to start my own solar dealer. I got videos. I'm going to share them. I should have shared them today. Where I'm out in the night, super dark, and I'm door knocking, and I'm in my car saying, got a bunch of notes today. I don't have any sales. It's late. I want to go home. But I said I'm going to go till 9, so I'm going to go till 9. And it sucks, but this is temporary. I already know that I'm going to be a millionaire again. I got videos saying that. Documenting myself. Documenting myself. And last year, Power paid me almost $500,000 in commissions. My first full-time year in the business. So we've all been through stuff, but here's the deal. Once you learn this stuff, once you learn the inner game, once you learn how to recruit, once you learn how to sell, it's like riding a bike. You can give it to me. Let's give her a round of applause. Tea, make me the tea, please. The tea's right there. Sorry, it's a little weird. There's a bag. The bags are right there. Yeah, Angela's giving it to you, and then the honey. Thank you. Thank you, honey. So here's the deal. As we build the team, as you learn this stuff, it's like riding a bike. And once you learn how to ride a bike, you know how to ride a bike. Does that make sense? Once you learn how to make money, you know how to make money.
That's right.
There's a saying in Spanish. Who speaks Spanish here? How's the saying go? El que es perico donde quieras verde. El que es perico donde quieras verde. Huh?
El que persevera alcanza.
También eso, yeah, exactly. Right? So this information that now this is not everything that you're going to get, right? There's a lot of information. Right now, I'm sharing specifically on team building. One of the keys is recruiting, personally recruiting people. Here's my goal. My goal is 100 frontline mentors. 100 frontline mentors, people that I personally recruited. You imagine 100 frontline mentors. Now, if you have a small goal on recruiting people, you're probably not going to reach that goal. Most of the time, we don't reach the goal. So if I have 100 mentors, and then if I end up with 50 of them, you think I would be doing okay?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So here's the situation. Right now, there's less than 6,000 consultants in Power.
Wow.
If you do not contact the people on your list, I guarantee you're going to hear of people that you know that already joined Power with a different team. You might live in Northern California. You got somebody join with some dude in North Carolina. What the heck is he doing joining with some dude in North Carolina and he's in your backyard? Because you never called him. Because you were a secret agent. And let me tell you something, that's a bad feeling. That happened to me recently. I got my buddy, matter of fact, from North Carolina. No, New Jersey. Somebody in North Carolina recruited him. And I've known him for years. Now, we've been friends on Facebook for a long time. And we haven't really been in touch. Frankly, he wasn't on my list. I wish he was. He's already closed a couple of deals, and hey, I'm happy for you. All right, let's keep going. We're going to close this up. Okay? So, what do we do? Do you keep your income options, or we talked about this? Yes. What do you do? Now, if they say, yes, I do, I'm going to send them the information. If they ask me, what do? I simply don't know. I'm in the solar industry. If I send you a video that explains everything, would you watch it? If I send you a video that explains everything, now, again, remember, part of piquing the interest, facts tell, stories sell. You can tell your story, and if you don't have your story, you can borrow somebody else's story. You borrow somebody else's story until you create your story. You borrow somebody else's story while you're creating your story. Then, the story you'll be telling is your story. But in the meantime, I told my brother, you got a pretty good story, bro. You can tell my story, right? Because people are going to sometimes want to know, hey, well, they want some evidence. You may not have the evidence yet, just like sales. You don't got sales, but guess what? You can promote other people's sales on social media. I've got people on my team that did that. They promoted one of my sales. I promoted Jonathan Bernasco's sales before I had any sales. So we helped another client. Another client went solo with our company. People thought it was me. I never said it was me. Then I started getting people approaching me. Hey, man, how's that solar thing work? That's some dude at Costco talked to me about it. And I started getting momentum. And that's what life is about. Life is about momentum. Anybody ever get on a diet or start going to the gym, you start feeling the results, feeling sore? You feel that momentum gets you going? Okay, let's go. Same thing. They ask me, what do I do? You could also say, I'm a solar broker. This is something I started saying 2 years ago. Then I give them a little bit of an example. I'm a solar broker. It's like, bro, we get paid an average of $7,000 for helping somebody go solar and cutting their bill in half. Some of our guys make 2 to 10 sales per week. That is true. That's a true statement. I'm telling them what is our average, and I'm giving them an example. I'm painting a picture for them. So when I paint a picture for them, they're either going to be interested or not. What I want is this. You need to give me an answer if you're open to looking at some information. Right? Or let's meet up. Some people won't look at a video, but they'll meet up with you. Anybody know some people like that? They're just not going to look at a video. What would I do with that person? Let's meet up. And if I'm brand new and I don't know what the heck I'm doing, I'm going to meet up with a laptop or an iPad, and I'm going to press play on one of the videos. I'm going to watch it with them. All you got to do is get them to watch, get exposed. Exposure is everything. Step number 1. Fortune's in the follow-up and work with the willing. Those are the 3 rules to building. I want to expose them to the information. Now, once I expose them, they say yes, they say no, great. Now I go on to the next. Let's keep moving. We're going to talk about how to approach different kinds of people. Your 5s are your peers. Your 10s are people you look up to. And your 1s are people that look up to you. Okay? So let's get into it. Your 10s. 3 key words. What are these words here?
Help.
Again, what? So I give somebody a call, that's somebody I look up to. I'm going to use these 3 words when I'm asking them for a favor. The favor is for them to look at some information. That is a favor. You want to put yourself in a humble place. I cannot approach a 10. Let's say it's a 10, my ex-boss. They used to cut my checks. That knew how broke I was. There's probably going to be an ego there if I try to tell him about how much money he can make here and stuff, and I'm going to tell him and introduce him to a way to make more money. Does that make sense? So there may be an ego there. So how do I break down that ego barrier? I put myself in a very humble place. I'm asking them, I need your help. Can you do me this huge favor? That'd be great, because I value your opinion. So let's look at it. After I call them, of course, we're assuming we already did the small talk. Okay? Hey, listen, John, the reason why I'm calling you is I'm actually starting my own solar business, and I'd really like your help. Can you do me a huge favor? I like to say huge favor, depends on you, right? And look at this company, or look at some information. I'm going to be working. Damn, did I write this wrong?
Look at the company.
Oh, yes, my bad. Look at the company I'm going to be working with and give me your opinion. I want to make sure I'm making the right decision. Okay? Now, if you notice here at the bottom, I say, this is something that you could add. I know that, it's because I know that nothing gets by you. I know that if there's something wrong, you're going to catch it. Could you look at it and give me your honest opinion? I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. I know nothing gets by you. See, now this person's thinking, sure, kid, I'll help you out. You need my help, just like the old days, huh?
Yeah.
I got you. Send it over, man. I'm going to give you my professional opinion. And what am I doing? I'm exposing them. Now they see, what if this boss is making, $100,000, $150,000 per year, right? But then he sees a presentation not from you, but from somebody that's making more money than him. The info isn't presented by you, which you might not have the best credibility with these people. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But the bottom line is these are people you look up to. So a lot of times there's a little bit of an ego thing. Now they see a presentation, now they come back and here's what they say. Sometimes, not always. Actually looks pretty good. I'm actually interested myself. How does that work? You can schedule 3-way calls. 5s. It's an indirect approach. These are your peers. These are the ones that are going to be the most brutally honest with you. Jen, I just started my solar brokerage. I'm looking for people that are interested in making an extra $5,000 to $10,000 per month. By the way, you can modify that number. If that number seems too intimidating for the person you're talking to, then don't use that number. Maybe it's 2,000 to 3,000. Maybe it's 10,000 to 20,000. You don't have to use that exact number. If I'm talking to a 19-year-old kid, right, that's never made any money, if I mention $5,000 to $10,000 a month, that might blow them off, that might intimidate them a little bit, right? So you also, a big part of this is knowing your audience. I thought about your friend, the realtor John. Can you connect me with him? So he has an indirect approach. I'm going past it. This is, again, any one of these invites is if you feel that you need that, right? Maybe a different invite is the best invite for you, okay? So here's another example. Jen, I know you have a lot on your plate, but I just started my own solar brokerage. Who can you introduce me to that is interested in making a career change that has a 6-figure potential? You can do any variation of that, but the point is I'm going around it. The 5s, my peers, I'm going around them. Now, if you don't feel you need to go around them, you can be very direct with them, go for it. This is for people that are like, sometimes people that are peers, they can be very brutally honest with you, and we don't have credibility with them. So a lot of times they'll blow you out of the water. So you could go around it. I'm giving you a couple of suggestions. Now, as you keep recruiting, as you keep inviting, you're going to get a better feel for who to use what. And it becomes unconscious competence. And then finally, your ones. These are easy. You tell them what to do. They look up to you. You tell them what to do. There's people that I approach and say, bro, I'm going to hook you up. Hey, Mike, what are you doing Saturday morning that's more important than learning how to make a 6-figure income? Right? Mike, I need you to check out this information. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Because they're my ones, right? So they look up to me. So very often, they're going to be very open to what I have to tell them. Those are the easiest. Here's the deal, though. Here's what most people do. They'll start recruiting their ones. And their ones start recruiting their ones. And their ones start recruiting their ones. And before you know it, you got, you know what I mean? Not the right people in your business, let's just say that. You want to recruit up. Because imagine, if you recruit a couple of 10s, their ones are your 5s. Their ones are people like you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You want to recruit up. Now, here's the deal. When I recruit up, that's a way to get them to watch the information. Afterwards, to validate the information, to answer the question, don't do it. Get somebody else to do it. Get your leadership to do it. Now, I edify. So let's say Frank is my ex-boss, and I look up to him. Now what I do is he watches the information. Hey, look, you like the information? Great. You've got some questions. I could connect you with a gentleman that, and I edify him. He's doing great. He helped this many homeowners go solar. Guy's making a killing. He can answer all of your questions. I want to make sure that you get all of your questions answered, so I can connect you with Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so. Now I get this person to answer this guy's questions. Now it's not about me, but he joins. So in the beginning, when I'm asking for help, favor, and opinion, right? He's like, yeah, I'm the smart one. That's why you need me. But when he ends up on my team, who's the smart one?
Yeah.
Right? That is, but and if you and then what if I recruit my 10s and they start recruiting a couple of their 10s, a couple of their 5s? Does that make sense? Yeah. Their 1s are like me. Now, so you got some sharp. I got a bunch of sharp people that are way sharper than me in my business. But I acted as if from the beginning. I started inviting them, and I let the information. The videos I used to send in the beginning was Charles Thompson, Bobby Smith, Jonathan Brunasso. Then I created my own videos. I said I could do it in a way that I like it more. So I have my own videos. And if you guys go on the YouTube pages, I have a video specifically for solar pros. When I run into a solar pro, I have a video for solar pros. That's what I said. When I get a real estate agent to look at the information, I have a specific video for realtors. And I have a generic one for everybody else. And they work wonders. I recruit. You guys saw the presentation, the way I designed it on the comp plan, that's how I presented there. That's what I believe works the best. Showing people a good scope of things in a reasonable amount of time. Okay, let's keep moving. We're about to wrap up. So here's the steps. Send the proper video presentation. Schedule time to talk after they watch the video. And schedule the 3-way call with an expert. The 3-way call gets them to either make a decision to sign up or not to sign up. Okay? What should I ask them? We talked about this earlier. What did you think is the wrong thing to say? Okay? We talked about this. Pretty good stuff, huh? Or, do you see why I'm so excited? After they watch the presentation, very first thing I ask, very often I'll ask, Hey, Angela, just following up with you, because you told me to call you. Did you watch the information? Yep. Yes, great. Pretty good stuff, huh? Or do you see why I'm so excited? Pick one of the two. After that, I asked, what caught your attention the most? Did you see an opportunity for yourself? Okay? No matter what, you should end up with an ambassador. That is all. Raise your hand if you have a bunch of consultants. Ambassadors. 40. And how long have you been in?
Since January.
Since January, this gentleman's got 40 ambassadors. Let's give him a round of applause. We do a lot of lunch and learns for realtors. Here's the deal. Get together with a couple of folks in your area. By the way, there's no lunch and learn. Great, that's a great thing. You can be the one to start it. There's no leadership over here. You're the leadership there. Right? That's actually good opportunity. It's virgin territory. Find a location. A few people pitch in for food for lunch and learn. Lunch and learns for realtors are awesome. You can do a Facebook group and you can invite a ton of people. You can make phone calls, get productive. Not only that, when people get your team to show up, and when they show up, if there's only 2 guests, 3 guests, the guests don't know that everybody else is a consultant. They just say, oh man, there's 10 people here. There's 15 people, there's 20 people here. We try to do lunch and learns once a month, if not every other week. And we just do them. And guess what? They show up. They show up, and let me tell you something about recruiting realtors. Most realtors are not making a lot of money. They're not. And they're a lot more receptive. And I have a PowerPoint presentation that I do for realtors. I specifically designed one for realtors. That's you're shy to do a presentation. You can literally get realtors in there and play the pre-recorded realtor presentation in its entirety. And then shutter your team that way. If you're not doing lunch and learns, that's a big opportunity missed. That's one of the ways that we recruit a ton of people. And here's another tip on team building with lunch and learns and any event. Everybody should show up to support the event as much as you possibly can. Because even if you don't have a guest, you're going to learn something, but you're also supporting your team. Next time you may have a guest, but I don't have a guest, but I still show up and I support you the way you supported me last time. Does that make sense? That's how we're going to grow the best. All of us support. The cool thing about Power's culture is we're all one family. Some of you guys may not be a part of my team, I may not be a part of your team, but guess what? We still all support each other. These events are open to everybody. Okay. I'm going to go through a couple of objections, and then we're going to do some recognition. Okay. Here's an oldie but a goodie. Feel, felt, found. It's an oldie but a goodie. What are some? I'm going to get to this here shortly, but what are some objections in recruiting that you guys are getting? I want to help you guys with some of those.
I got to think about it.
You got to think about it. Okay, great. Listen, I completely understand if you have to think about it. If I can, but if I can be of any assistance, what exactly is it that you want to think about? What is it that? Because maybe I can help you.
There's a war going on. I don't know how I'm going to survive.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, listen. If somebody really gives me that objection, I'm probably going to let them go. Right? Remember, amateurs convince professionals sort. If sometimes I've had people that will give me an objection, and then I'll say to them, let me ask you something. Is this really a concern of yours? Or is this, because I feel like we may not, there's no scenario where you're going to see an opportunity for yourself here. Would you say that that's the case?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Fair enough. Well, I appreciate you coming down.
Okay.
Have a good day. And then I move on. Because in that presentation,
I have a brother that needs some help. I have a brother that's unemployed.
Okay, good. So you should send him to the president. Go ahead.
Me and Gerardo had an interesting experience door knocking the other day. So we came across this woman where her mother is literally using an oxygen tank, and she said she had no time to look at anything that we wanted to tell her and how much we saved her on her electricity bill. She said it was very high. So how do I come over and across that rejection?
Great question. We're going to talk about that in another training because right now I want to get the objections for recruiting people.
Okay, got it. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. I think I would love to talk to you about it after.
Okay.
Anybody? Go ahead, Lily.
Too busy.
You're too busy. Awesome. Here's a nice framework for a lot of these, including that. I want you to write this down. I'm glad you said that. This business is actually specifically designed for people that are too busy. Here's why. So let's say she says I'm too busy, I don't have a lot of time. Lily, I'm happy you said that. This business is actually specifically designed for people that are very busy. Here's why. You know some people, Lily, that I don't know. And the way that the mentorship program works is you introduce me to them, I'll get the bill, right? I'll enter the lead, set the appointment, close the deal, you get half the commission. Here's a funny thing that happens. When somebody that's very busy ends up making an extra $3,000, $4,000, like that, they tend to find more time. Right? Right? Somebody says, I don't like sales. I don't like sales. Man, I'm glad you said that, man. This business specifically designed for people that don't like sales. Because we don't make, we're not asking for you to make the sale. See, you introduce me to some of the people that you know, right? All we do is we get the bill. We offer a free solar savings report. You're done. Then the mentor is going to help you do everything. Give them a free complimentary solar savings report. You be quiet. Matter of fact, part of the training is that you have to be quiet. You don't do no selling. I just need you to introduce me to the people that you know that are homeowners. And if you know some people that may be interested in this business, put them in front of me. We will show them this information, and we get the show on the road. Right? This business is specifically designed for people that don't like sales. Because when you're a mentee, you're not the one doing the sales. You're simply getting the bill. For example, hey, listen, I just started working with a solar company. Part of my training, Frank, is to get 10 bills to design 10 solar savings reports. Could you help me out with my training? I got to get 10 done before the end of the week. See what I'm saying? So, you're designing a solar savings report. I just need you to email me the bill. And then we take it from there. We go to the next steps. What are some other objections in recruiting that you guys run into?
Yeah, I can't find clients like you, recruit like you, and my presence in social media is not like yours.
Okay, cool. Hey, I understand, how you feel. Let me ask you something. Would you like to learn how to do all those things? Some people are going to give you some objections that you could tell through them that if they have a small mindset or they're just kind of giving you an excuse just to give you an excuse, then I want to sort them out fast. So somebody like that, I would ask, well, listen, I understand what you're saying. I have people on my team that were in the same scenario like you. You used to feel fine. I know how you feel. I got people on my team that felt the same way. Here's what they found out. You don't need a big social media presence. And most of the people in power, they're not salespeople at all. And if you want to learn those skills, Anthony, we can teach you those skills. As long as you're open to learning something. And if you're not open to it, no problem, no big deal. See that? Now, at that point, for example, the person that gave you that objection, Anthony, to me, sounds like it's just like a blow-off question, like a blow-off response. Like, they're just not open. So when I identify stuff like that, I'll come back with a rebuttal, but I'm very open to letting them go. Boom. I want to sort. Next. Anybody else? Objections? Go ahead.
Do you provide leads?
Great question. So here's the deal. Our company pays the highest commissions in the industry. The average commission, as you know, is $7,000. So the company is not going to provide us the biggest commissions in the industry and at the same time give us leads. Now, there are companies, Isela, that do provide you leads. They'll make you drive for an hour or two, and you make $700 to $1,200 on a deal, and you're putting 30,000 miles on your car every year. So our company does not offer leads. However, when you get to the mentor program, here's what it takes to get to the mentor program. Now you can close deals for any consultant in the entire company. To give you an example of what that looks like, there's about 6,000 consultants, and there's less than 400 mentors, like 300-something mentors. Right? So yes, the answer, can you get it? Is yes, but you got to get to the mentor position first. So you have to decide. I've got people that tell me that all the time, right? Oh, do you guys provide leads? No. Then I explain to you. The company can't pay you the biggest commission in the industry and buy leads for you. Well, that's an oxymoron. Right? So, no, we don't. And I'm very firm about that. Now, we do show you how to get leads through social media, through networking groups, and through many other trainings. We provide all that training support for you to get a couple of leads and get you to mentor. Absolutely. Right? Any other one?
For roofers and contractors, they don't feel comfortable giving another company the work.
They don't feel comfortable giving another company work?
The installer.
Oh,
because they're going back to their customers and they have a good reputation.
So if it's a roofer that doesn't feel comfortable with their customers
using somebody, they are not comfortable giving their customer another company their.
So let's say it's you that told me. I'll say, fair enough. What's your name?
Mike.
I say, Mike, fair enough, makes sense. Let me ask you this. You don't feel comfortable with them going solar, but do you think that the majority of your customers are going to go solar in the next 10 years anyway?
Yes.
So somebody's going to get paid on them.
Yeah.
So if I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you know, isn't juice worth the squeeze, right? They're going to go solar with somebody anyways. Now, what some of my roofer contacts and some of my real estate contacts do is that they let their customers know, hey, we have a preferred company that helps out our clients that are interested in solar. If you're ever interested in getting a solar quote, I recommend that you use them. Matter of fact, you could even tell them, I recommend that you use them and another company. But the bottom line is, your customers are going to go solar. Here's what I tell realtors. 80% of your customers are going to go solar the next 10 years anyways. So whether you're a roofer or a real estate agent, whether you feel comfortable or not referring them, they're going to go anyways, and money's being left on the table. Now at that point, let them make the decision. Shoot, that's true. They're going to go solar, right? So that would be how I would answer that person right there and there. Anybody else? Yeah.
How do we understand why we have? I'm talking as a realtor, right? How do we understand why do I have to pay $49? I'm reading that.
I love it. I love it. Perfect. So here's why. If you went with another company, what is your name? I'm sorry. Fernando. If you went with another solar company, there are other companies out there, Fernando, that certainly will not charge you $49 a month. The reason why it costs $49 a month is that is the only way that the company can pay the highest commissions in the industry. Give an example. The average person selling solar, the average, we're not talking about the studs on top of the companies, right, or the managers and whatnot, but the average guy you see out there knocking on doors are making $3,000 to $4,000 per sale. For that same effort, they make $7,000 a year, right? Now, in addition to that, the company also pays team override, 6 levels deep. If the company didn't charge us $49 per month, there's no way they could afford to pay that big of money. So this is not for everybody. So what happens is, I have a guy, remember, I always resort to stories, right? Stories. I'll give you an example. I had a guy that came from Vivid. Tells me the same thing you told me. He says, JC, at Vivid, they don't charge us $49 a month. Matter of fact, these were his words. They don't charge us $49 a month, and they give me a bunch of free shit. Those were his words. I'm quoting him. And I said, fair enough. How much you make on your last deal? This is about $3,200. So why don't we enter that lead into the system and see how much you would have made here? So you get an idea. Long story short, he would have made $6,000 here. $3,000 more than his other company. I said, and how many deals do you close a month? He says about 3. So you're leaving $9,000 on the table. Let me ask you something. Is Vivian giving you $9,000 worth of free shit? Frankly, bro, if somebody complains about the $49, and I will tell the prospect, if somebody complains about the $49, they're not seeing the big picture and they're stepping over dollars to pick up pennies. Yeah. You gotta have posture. Yeah. Posture. Gentlemen, you wanna invite a girl out? You can't invite her out without posture. Excuse me, do you think that maybe if it wouldn't be too much of an inconvenience, you wanna, no, hell no. That's not how you would invite her out. Say it with your chest. Right? No. Told my wife, baby, what's up, baby? Why don't you give me your phone number before I don't want it? Just kidding. I didn't say that. I'm just being funny here. We're having fun, right? But the point is, the posture that you say it in makes a big difference, bro. Remember, I'm big on stories. I have stories for a bunch of scenarios. And stories drive the point home. Stories. So I always tell that vivid story. Now the guys go, oh, that makes sense. Right? Not only that, you're selling nationwide. You've got access to the platform. When you get to mentor, you can close 50-50 split sales for anybody in the entire company. Boom, then I can go and tell the story of Lewis. I've closed 5 deals in a day too. I don't know if I've ever closed 10 deals in a week. I haven't counted that. But I have closed 5 in a day because if you close 5 in a day, you know how many you close in a day. All right? So, if I want to, I could resort to somebody else's story and say, now, do you think that this guy that closed 10 deals in a week, 5 deals the next Monday, cared about his $49? Because he was able to close all these deals via Zoom from home nationwide? No. So that's why we pay $49. Excuse me, that's why we gladly pay $49. Any other objections? Go ahead, ma'am.
I have one for ambassador. They were asking me, do I have to pay the tax on that $1,000?
Yeah. Yes. And if I won the lottery, I'd have to pay taxes on that too, and I'd happily pay that too. See, now, here's what I would tell them. Hey, if you don't want to pay taxes on that money, right? Make an ambassador. I'll pay you $500. I'll keep I'll collect $1,000. I'll pay the taxes on it. And I'll pay you $500. If you rather that. Here's what they say sometimes. No. Well, then shut up and sign up. Yeah. Right? Some people are weird. It's weird. It's like somebody saying, I don't want to win the lottery because I don't want to pay taxes. What? Right? Okay, guys. So we're gonna do some recognition before we close off. I want to see who in here has got their first ambassador. Stand up if you've got your first ambassador. You've already got an ambassador. Okay? Should be a lot of people. Yep. Okay, great. All right. Let's sit down. Who here has gotten their first consultant? Somebody that paid to join the business. Consultant, stand up. Give them a round of applause, well. And give them a Thank you. Have a seat. If you've done your first sale with power, with a mentor, right? Stand up. You're going to recognize these people? Stay standing if you have closed 3 deals and moved up to 100% commission already. Stay standing if you've done that. Wow. Give them a round of applause. And any mentors, stay standing. Let's give them a round of applause. So, okay, have a seat. We're going to have the mentors come up here in a little bit to give their 1-minute testimonial. Okay, we're going to have you mentors come up here and give a 1-minute testimonial. Who here has a story, somebody that's not a mentor, of some sales that you've done? As a matter of fact, Frank, we actually just heard some stories. So Frank has a story of what he did. He closed 1 deal this week. Last week he closed 2 deals, and you met the door knocking. So go ahead, Frank, come up here. We're going to have Angela come up here. This young lady over here with the glasses too, please come up here. We're going to recognize everybody. Anybody else that closed their last sale in the last 30 to 45 days? Come up here. Last 30 to 45 days.
Anybody?
Come up on stage, please.
Not mentors, I guess.
Lily, come on.
Oh, yourself.
Not mentors.
Not mentors yet. Mentors will be next. If not, we won't have enough room.
Yeah.
Come up on stage, please. Now we're gonna give a gift to somebody up here. This is Power's Core Commitments. Okay, anybody seen these?
Nice.
These are pretty cool. Yeah, these are dogs. I have one at my home as well. So, tell us your story.
Well, I've been doing solar for a while. I started off knocking doors in Florida in the 90-90, which is 90 degrees and 90% humidity.
Wow.
And I didn't have to pay $49 a month, but I only made half of my commission. Moved to California to do solar with my best friend, James over here, and we sold our first deal through Power this last month. We had our site survey. It was awesome. Everyone got on the roof. Probably the best site survey I've had ever in my experience with Solar Man, and I'm super excited.
Round of applause.
My name is Frank. I started in October. I met Gerardo on Instagram. He started showing me how to door knock. I didn't do anything the first 3 months until December, where I got my first sale, signed on my buddy. And then since December, in January, I closed one, and I closed another 3 in the last 2 weeks. So I've done 5 deals in the last month and a half.
Okay, I came to
Tell us
solar.
your name.
Oh, I'm Angela, and I came into solar. Robin actually brought me on, and Robin is who brought JC into the company. I decided to do solar because I had solar put on my house, and I saved so much money, it was insane. Some months my bills were like $500. I needed a new roof. I ended up paying $214 a month for a brand new roof, solar on my house. I was just so excited. So within that first month, I did my next door neighbor, and then another one of my son's friends right after that, and then my neighbor on the corner right after that. I got about 8 people that I'm doing right now that I'm looking at, and actually just got a bill from Connecticut, which I'm stoked by because it's like, that's a whole other state. So I'm excited about that. And then when I got my, Solar Pro status, which means I can really get out there and make some big dollars by myself. I'm just excited about helping people. The biggest thing for me is that we're able to move the numbers around so that we can help people get solar. It's not about making the biggest commission, but about what's going to save the people the most money to get them involved in solar and get them excited about saving. So they're going to share with somebody else how they can start saving money. So that's my biggest heart, is saving people the money, you know.
My name is Jessica. I'm pretty new to power. I started my first deal with a mentor, actually with David Perez. And I got my override to be able to sell on my own, and I actually closed my first solo deal on Thursday.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Lily. I'm a slow turtle. I've been in the industry since 2013. I'm closing my own deals back then. The solar company folded when I met JC from another network marketing group. He brought me in for solar, for power. I joined July 2020, but I'm so busy myself. I have a part-time job. I have my Amazon selling business at the same time, but power is the one who's making me a lot of money. So after I closed my third mentor sales, I said like, hey, this is no-brainer for me. I still prefer to get mentors who are smarter, who are more prepared in closing deals for me, which is an easy money for me. So, but just last, 2 weeks ago, I closed my own first deal. Wow.
Awesome. So out of this group, I'm going to pick the winner for this one. So we don't have a lot of these, so I can't give it to everybody, right? So I'm gonna have to pick one. I love everybody's stories. I appreciate you guys coming out. But I like what Frank did in the last couple of months. Let's get back to one. All right, what about the mentors? Stand up mentors, please. We're good. We're about to wrap up. Let's bring the mentors all up here, please.
Wait a minute, JC, I just have to say this. So he just walked up and said, I want to give this to you because you're awesome.
Wow, Frank just gave it to Andrea. We're going to take one by one. Here's what I want these mentors to do. What I want these mentors to do. Oh, wow.
JC, before we talk, mentor talk, we want to do a special recognition to this man right here. Happy birthday to JC.
perfect timing. We're gonna have some cake afterwards. That cake looks delicious and it's got the power colors.
Yeah.
Look at this balloon. Look. I gotta say, man, I got big ears. Those ears are a little too big, man. Thank you, baby. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the mentors to come up here 1 minute. I want you guys to say your name, where you're from, and your experience with power so far. That way everybody can get to know the mentors and recognize them. We'll start with Scott.
Hi, I'm Scott Crum from Fresno, California. I've been doing Solar for 8 years. I've been with Power for a couple months now, a few months. In all the time I've been solar, there's never been a company like this. 8 years of experience. I've done everything in sales in my whole life. This is off the charts, amazing. The best software, the best training, the best help. Solar is the only way to go, but power is the real way to go.
Yeah.
My name is Mike Rosenfeld from Redondo Beach. I had an e-commerce business for about 16 years. I should have left it about 3 years before I did. Put my family in some financial situations. I found Steven, we connected. He brought me into power. I knew nothing about sales, knew nothing about solar. I've had 21 deals, and including 7 last December.
Wow.
So my name's Homero Fernando Guadalupe Jr. Tito Martinez, and no habla español. My name's Tito. I'm in a different industry and solar. I've been a broker for 10 years. I've closed over 800 homes and 200 commercial buildings. But right now I'm actually in sales of helping seniors bathe in those walk-in tubs you see on TV. I'm one of 60 in the States, so check this out. I'm doing power and joined this organization because I want to build a network of mentors underneath me. I see the value of that, where I can make residual money, do my own deals as well, but make residual money by building a team. The money here is what this man's doing. It's a team. And that's why we drove from Fresno to see what the best of the best are doing. I mean this.
Yeah.
I watch his videos, I'm watching what he's doing, and most people, Kobe Bryant, went to Michael Jordan, went to Kareem, went to Magic to ask them, how did you get to Goat Mountain? Goat Mountain's standing right here, you guys. You follow this man, he'll lead you to the money, and the money is being able for me to walk away from a $250,000 job that I'm making right now in 2 years, and that's my plan. I'll see you.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Stefan Pacheco. I'm from the Central Valley, Tulare, Fresno area. I've been a mentor with Power for about 6-7 months now. I've been with them actually since 2020, and I've kind of sold sporadically, like across different companies. Honestly, I've been in the solar industry for about 4.5 years, sales for 10 years. And I feel like every company has politics, every company has something bad you can say about it, solar specifically. But what I like about Power is that they're continuously growing. The platform is amazing. We got amazing leadership, and number one, JC works with the willing, and there's no politics here. So if you've been gone, you come back. I mean, you're gonna basically call Power your home. So I absolutely love it. I love what JC's doing. I've known Anthony for over a decade now. We were in network marketing together, so this model is very similar to, like they said, EXP. And if you see it long term, plan on being here a few years from now. Things will grow for sure.
How's it going, everybody? My name's Andrew. I'm from Orange County, California. I've been in solar on and off since 2015. And the reason I was on and off is because I don't really like knocking doors. You know when you knock doors, they say you have to knock until the day you die. And for me, I was like, you know what? I don't think I really want to be knocking doors looking like this all the time. So then when I was introduced to Power, I was actually super skeptical about it. I don't think I did anything for 6 months, was it? Wow. And the cool thing is that JC only called me once a month. He didn't call me every day trying to get me to work. But eventually I saw a bunch of people like Lewis, David, who didn't have any solar experience, and they started getting a lot of results. So I started looking into it. And ever since I became a mentor, I started making more money, but if you know me, it's not really about the money for me. It's about how much time you put in and how much money you get out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So then for me, in Power, I was super grateful that I started making a lot more money than I've ever made, but then I'm actually spending a lot less time working than I've ever spent either. So if you haven't hit mentor yet, I would strongly encourage you to get to mentor right now.
Nice.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Justin Santos. I became a mentor last month. I'm really grateful for Power because I talked to a homeowner. All of my business has been 100% referrals, family and friends. And one of the most amazing feeling is when a family and friend, they're super grateful for what I'm able to do for their home, save them money, but also for my team. So in the last couple of weeks, we've been targeting more roofing companies. And we get into these meetings, and it's really simple. Something they always say is, yeah, a lot of solar companies have, messaged us, called us, wanting to partner up with us. But you guys in Power, you guys have the best deal that we've ever heard. 50% commission split, but also their employees are going to be taken care of with the ambassador program. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for everyone in this room. Let's go.
All right.
Hi everybody, my name is Marty Lam. I live in San Fernando Valley in Sherman Oaks. I've been on and off with solar. I started my solar career back in 2015. I was in Solar City. I'm sure you're aware, got bought by Tesla. I had a solar booth like at a swap meet in San Diego, and I was like literally just fishing for leads all day. It's working like 16 hours a day. I met Stephen Ray, just sitting in the third row from the front here. He told me about Power, and then I actually joined about a year ago. And yeah, it's a huge ecosystem. I feel like I don't have to just fish for leads every single day. Now there's like people. When I became a mentor, it's kind of like philosophy. I believe it's like when you're like in an island and there's like a whole tribe behind you, your business moves so much faster. I got a call from some guy I met from Power. He gave me a couple of his family members and friends, and the deals are so much easier to close, especially when you have that huge leverage. Just like what JC's talking about, I just want to build a huge team, and really grateful for his awesome platform, man. So, anyways, thanks a lot.
Hey everybody, my name is Eddie Wong. I started solar about 3 years ago. I started canvassing, doing door-to-door. When I found out about solar, so this is my story. Okay, let me just restart. Sorry. Okay, so I started door-to-door, selling T-Mobile, switching people over from T-Mobile to from Verizon to T-Mobile, saving people money. Loved it, right? I loved door-to-door, building my communication skills. Cool, awesome. I wasn't getting paid that much. I got paid maybe $2,000 in like a month or something. Found out about solar. I was like, I'm saving people money, right? For no money out of pocket. I was building the equity, getting them out of the utility companies. I was like, this is a no-brainer. I loved it. Did well, making $200 a sit. I was going door to door, making $200 a sit. I loved it, man. Until somebody showed me how much I can actually make in solar, and then that's when everything. I went to like about 5 different solar companies. Power, by far, the best company I've ever seen. By far. This is like the Bitcoin of the solar industry. Nobody knows about it. It's crazy. But yeah, the acceleration and the innovation that we can actually do here, I'm pretty excited for the next year that's to come because big things are about to happen. So yeah, that's what's over here.
How's everybody doing today?
Great.
Good. My name is Pete Abraham, Southern California. I'm a bilingual mentor. I'm a single father. What this business means to me is time freedom. The ability to go out, spend time with your daughter, not miss their events, not have to worry about what other people are doing, and make an income built on that mentorship program, the passive income. So I might not be the highest earner, but I can tell you I can enjoy a lot of free time. You could do that if you want to. It's up to you to make that difference. Come out, show up, attend the events, keep it simple, say less to more people, and always give God the glory. Thank you.
Oh,
name is Anthony Bonilla. I grew up here in East LA, Commerce area. Moved to Corona with my wife 2018. And it was in 2019 when I was still looking at Stefan Pacheco's Instagram stories of how well he was doing in the solar industry. And I was curious. And obviously summer 2019 in Corona gets really hot, especially when your wife is the AC patrol. So I started looking into solar as a client. A mutual friend of ours told me you should check out this company, which was my past company before Power. I was only there probably like a few months. This was late 2019. I started on the field with them running leads January 22nd of 2020. They controlled my schedule from Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. till like 9 p.m. And it was hard having a 1-year-old daughter, right, with the wife at home. But it was a commitment I wanted to make. And my mother-in-law was going to take care of our daughter while I was out there on the field. My wife was working, but my mother-in-law passed away in a tragic accident or incident the day of my first, my first lead on the field. So that changed my life quickly. January 2020, February, March, April were the hardest times emotionally, mentally, financially because of COVID. Some of you guys know my story. I'm a soccer coach. I couldn't work anymore March, April, May, June, all the way through August with coaching because of COVID. We shut down. So luckily, and this is why I'm trying to tell everybody, always post on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you have. Because if it wasn't for JC's video that I saw in April 2020, I've known JC since 2014 through network marketing. We've done business together in cryptocurrencies before as well. And I just knew whatever JC got involved with, he turns it into gold. So I knew he was getting involved in the solar industry, and I said, you know what? During my darkest times of that early 2020 for me, I was going through depression, suicidal thoughts with a 1.5-year-old daughter and a wife who was going through what she was going through. So if it wasn't for that Facebook video that you posted, I wouldn't have been here with Power today. I probably would have been gone, right? And Pete's story has inspired me since day one. Time freedom, being there with your family, being there with your daughter. And I tell everybody, have a goal. Remember your why, because it's not just about the money. It's what you can do with that money. It's the reason why you're always working. If you don't humble yourself, God will find a way to humble you. And I started focusing a lot on the money here with Power. My why is my daughter and my wife. Last year, December at Disneyland, and I know I'm going off a minute, but I want to share this with you. Humble yourself. Remember your why, your goals, because God humbled my wife and I last year, December 10th, at Disneyland, when my daughter suffered a febrile seizure. And we thought we were going to lose her there. The money's great, but better than that is what you can do with that money, right? That time freedom with the daughter, right? With my wife working from home, flip-flop shorts and a polo, right? Being able to have a call with the client, help them save money, help a mentee earn an extra income because of their why. Now they could, obviously provide for their family. You guys keep in mind, back in April 2020, I couldn't afford a gallon of milk for my daughter. All right, so thank you to Power, thank you to JC, thank you to my team, and everybody who has assigned me as a mentor. If it wasn't for and all of you guys, I wouldn't be here today. And who knows where would I have been? And from my family to you guys, we thank you guys so much. Just partner up with your leadership, stay plugged in, get in contact with your mentors, with JC Rangel, and yeah, you could be successful here, whether you do it full-time, part-time, or on your own time. But again, remember your why, stay true to your why, keep succeeding, and always keep your goals in mind. But that's my story, and thank you.
Very powerful testimonial, and I'm just happy to be a part of his story in a very small way. So we want to present this to Anthony, right? The core values of Power, and so he can hang somewhere in his house or something. Man, we appreciate it. One of the best mentors on the team, one of the nicest people, one of the most genuine people that you're ever going to meet. An incredible mentor, and just a class act all around. So Anthony, we thank you, brother.
give this to the person who literally planted that seed in my mind with solar, and that's Stefan Pacheco. One Instagram story could change your life, man.
That's right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Hey guys.
We got one more testimonial that we want to bring up, and this gentleman is you guys heard from him earlier. He's the famous guy with 10 deals in a week, 10 deals in a day, 5 deals in a day the following Monday. Absolute stud, total professional, incredible team, incredible leader. If I was up here wanting to mention this guy's entire resume, we'd be up here for another 4 hours, right? So not gonna do that. But help me bring up an incredible mentor, incredible person, Mr. Luis Perez.
You guys already heard from me earlier. Power has literally changed my life, and you guys heard it from all the mentors, all the stories we hear, and that's what Power is about, right? Really changing people's lives. Power was also an answer to my prayers. When I say that, I mean it. God knows I was praying for an opportunity. I was praying for something that I could help a lot of people, change people's lives. Like you heard all the stories that we heard today. So we're not just really selling solar, guys. We're creating an impact. We're changing people's lives. And that's what I get more excited about. Changing more people's lives. I see some of my team, every single one of you guys. I see you guys, your lives is changing. And that's what Power is about. I'm hearing Anthony's story. I mean, it's incredible, guys. So we're bigger than the money. We're bigger than solar. We're here to create an impact, and I'm excited for that. And I also want to take the opportunity to thank JC. If it wasn't for him, a lot of us probably would not be here today. So he was the one that made that decision, and that decision has a domino effect and has changed thousands of people's lives. So I'm very, very grateful for him.
I'm gonna give them to him as well for Louis. So I appreciate him. Give him another round of applause. I do have, can you give me the rest, Jay, please? I do have somebody else that I want to recognize who's an incredible leader. Without even, this gentleman is very stealth, right? This guy doesn't say much. He's kind of like, if you ever see a duck cruising in the water, he looks so calm, but under the water, his legs are going like crazy. He's crushing it. And he's always low-key, cares about his team, loves his team, helps his team, supports his team, the true definition of a leader. Okay? Help me bring up Mr. Javier Rodriguez. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, first of all, good afternoon. My name is Javier Rodriguez. I'm excited to be here. I just want to say that this is truly a wonderful opportunity. I run primarily a marketing team on the life insurance side. I have another whole team that does nothing but real estate, and I have another one on the mortgage side as well. So when this crossed my path about 2 years ago, I told them I wasn't interested because I think that timing is everything in people's lives. And so I didn't really do anything. November crossed my path again. I took a look at it. I took a look at it. December, we got a few people that kind of come on board, but then COVID came and wreaked havoc in our lives, so we really didn't get a chance to do anything until we recovered. And then come January, as I say, we lit the fuse. I said, we're going to do this. We're going to do it right. That's the only thing you know about me. I'm more of an observer. I like to sit there and watch. That's really what I do. And then inspire people to do, which is the next big deal. And we said that by March, we want to have a team of 300. We are at 103 as of this morning. But I will tell you that has very little to do with me and everything to do with the people that are making it happen on my team. So I just want to know if we have a few of my teammates who can stand up. I want to say thank you publicly for all that you do. That I'm the type of person that has an undying desire to help people win. I know that if I get enough people to cross that finish line, I probably have given up 13 sales that were quote mine. If you know how the whole thing works, I don't care. Just because of the fact that you will get much further in life if you put other people first.
That's right.
You give them the credit that they deserve. Every single person that stood up, like every person in this room, has a story behind you. And for me, I was mostly retired, to be very honest with you, when this crossed my path. And so for me, the greatest debate as to whether I got involved with power or not was not how much money to make or what I could achieve. It was how much free time I was going to have to give up. I'm married, have a beautiful wife, hitting our 30th wedding anniversary this year, 3 beautiful daughters, 2 beautiful grandkids, and our pastime is to travel. We just came back from Israel last week. Just every month we're gone somewhere. That's why I would say that life is short, life is fragile. And for me to do what needs to be done, I'm going to have to give up time, and I can recover lost money all day long. You said it earlier. Once you understand how money works, I think that's one of the greatest challenges when I talk to people, when I recruit them. Sometimes they see themselves as their profession. That's not the way it should be. It's you. They are buying you, or they're saying no to you, the natural person, not the realtor, not the loan officer, and so on. So when people tell me, oh, no, I can't do that because I'm a realtor, well, then sell real estate. If that's what you really are going to claim to be, because most people are just not hitting that rhythm. And so I always say, I don't care where the stream of income comes from, I'll take it, because what we do is we use it to fund a lot. We have our own nonprofit. We believe in kids. We have it's called For Our Kids, For Our Future. So most of what we do revolves around giving back. So the philosophy of life, in my opinion, in business, lead by giving. And so I just want to give credit to everybody that has made it happen and continues to make it happen. And we're not out to dethrone somebody. We're not out to beat somebody. We're not out to talk smack. We're just here to deliver results to our clients, and in the process further the financial freedom that comes by you going out there and doing the right thing for people first. And so, Casey, thank you so much for your help. I try to stay out of his hair, most people's hair, but there are times where we all need help. And I think it's important to know that, like I tell my team, I was just in Israel, and I always tell them, we were at LaGuardia closing 2 deals. I was in the lounge just, doing the presentations. I was in Israel, I don't know what time it was over there, it was over here. But that's the beauty of this business. I think most people don't realize what they have. And I hope you realize it before you lose it, that this type of business gives you what I always used to dream about. I'm the youngest of 9 kids. I came out of high school, went to the military, came out of the Marine Corps, went to LAPD. I did my time at the LAPD. I got out of there. And so, I've done a lot, seen a lot, but the one thing I always desired for was more time with my family. That's what I wanted to achieve at any cost. And so when I was able to be set free, my first thing, I always describe it to people, it's like you're a prisoner and then you somehow set yourself free, right? Well, either you run for the woods, right? So you don't want to be a prisoner again, or you run back to free other people too. Yeah. And that's what I decided to do. Don't be selfish. There's more opportunity for everybody in all companies. So I wish people success in anything they do. And I just really want to give credit to the leadership element of my team, because I think that what's coming, it's not about, again, dethroning, it's about empowering more people. And I think we need more of that. I think we need to, be humble, like they say, and listen more.
One last person I want to recognize. We got one more here. We've got one more person. This guy's building an incredible team here and in Texas and all over the place, and he's absolutely crushing it. So he's a mentor. He's got mentors on his team. I don't even know how many mentors he's got on his team now. Let's help bring up Mr. Justin Santos. Let's give him another round of applause. That's all right. That's all right. Here you go. Take a minute, tell them a little bit. How many mentors do you have on your team, and how's your team doing, real quick?
I actually lost count.
That's a good thing, huh? That's a good thing.
I think we have about 6 now, and I'm just really grateful for everyone on my team. And it's been a blessing being with Power. I get to really say my story before, but I think one of the biggest things there's 2 biggest things that I got from Power. One, I got to finally be financially stable. The second one is I get to spend more time with my family. Now, I came from a background of I worked a lot, but didn't have any time. I even went to the point where I had a lot of time, but didn't have any money. And I'm not there yet, but I'm happy to have a great balance. Actually, there's a third thing. I think this year was the first time my family really told me that they were proud of me. Wow. give this out to one of the guys on my team.
Yes, of course.
Can Eddie Wong come up to the stage, please? Eddie is one of the hardest working guys I know, and he has a heart of gold. He literally makes sure his team is doing great in Texas. I mean, he literally has meetings every single day for them and trainings. So I just appreciate you, bro, and thank you for appreciating me.
Yeah, man. So I don't even know what to say. I appreciate it, JC. Thank you so much for bringing us all into this industry, or this company, I would say. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
You have to say much, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I'm just excited about this opportunity, guys. I came from a place of like working at 9 to 5, right? I read the book by Robert Kiyosaki, saw the 4 quadrants. Employee, right? 1099, run a system, be entrepreneur or investment. The only way you guys can actually get free is be on the right side, right? Entrepreneurship and investment. Okay, those are the only way. And so I like freedom. Working it from other solar companies, I was like a 1099, but they kind of treat you like employees. Coming here, guys, you're an entrepreneur, like running like a business, guys. You guys will get total freedom, financial freedom, spiritual freedom, time freedom, location freedom. You guys ever see Wally? He's just closing deals on vacation from his laptop. Like, guys, that's in like a matter of like a year from now for you guys. If you guys just work hard, of course. So, yeah, man, awesome. I appreciate it. So.
Yeah.
I don't want to forgive myself. I just wanted to publicly, and I apologize for this, I don't know if this is going to be mentioned when I sent you. We have a superhero with us here, superheroes, and that is Mr. Anthony LeBlanc, and also his lovely wife. You guys can stand up, please, if you don't mind. This is Cameron, this is Anthony. And I just want to recognize you because we came on board, we already have 40 ambassadors under them. So that's not too bad. Since January to have 40 ambassadors. So I also want to just recognize you guys. Please come up here just real quick and say thank you for all that you do. And if we could just go out there and do half of what these guys are doing. All right.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say real quick, please?
Not a lot. I don't want to talk a lot. I just want to show you guys what I can do. I come from the real estate and mortgage industry and financial services industry, and I just saw this as a no-brainer. So we're ready to do some awesome things under you guys' leadership and to you know.
We've had a full day here today. I appreciate everybody coming out. Did you guys get some good information here today? Yeah. The best thing that you can do now with that information is go out there and apply it. You're not going to apply everything that you learned today. There's a lot of information, and different people are at different stages of their business. Some of you guys may come back a month from now, 2 months from now, hear the similar information, and it's going to click for you a little bit different. So it's a lot of information. Grab a little bit of that information and apply it to get your business a little bit better, to get yourself a little bit better. But the key to building this business and to being one of the top mentors in the company is, without a doubt, building a team. So with that being said, we had a great event. I appreciate you guys.
Oh crap. No, use that.